It's Smokey, the great Smokey Robinson. This is the Bennington Show. Ron Bennington, Gail Bennington, Big Stan, Stanley Bennington.
What's up?
That was the one and only Smokey Robinson to start us off today. I thought we'd do this. Everybody picks a different one all week. Iconic movie scenes that aren't like over, like you're not using the sound,
right,
or one that everybody would get. This is from that movie where Richard Gere was a pimp. I think it's called
American Gigolo.
Oh, I thought it was called Pimpy Richard Gere, but you're right. It's American Gigolo. And in this scene, right, it's like one of the first scenes of the movie. First they do Call Me while they're just driving, right? Then it gets into this. Richard Gere is just picking out clothes, listening to this song and singing along with it. And you're like, this fucking movie is going to be great. An effeminate man picking out his dainty clothes while he's listening to another effeminate man sing. This movie is going to be fantastic. And there's not another good scene in it. That's the end of all the good scenes.
I think music has that ability sometimes in a movie, though, where it kind of tricks you into thinking, okay, this is pretty intense. But really, it's just like they use the song well.
But I'm also going to say this. Sometimes the visuals trick you into liking a song. Like, there's no way I'm all right would have ever been a fucking hit. There's no
you didn't
reason.
See that little dance.
By the way, you know, of all the great stuff that I've got to do here at Sirius XM, talking with Smokey Robinson was like the most surreal. Like, I would just keep, like, I'm talking to him, and it's nice and it's pleasant, but in my head, I'm like, that's Smokey Robinson right there. That's Smokey Robinson. Now, this even makes it weirder. So we're done our thing. He hugs everybody. He's just so sweet. Kisses the girls, hugs the dudes. We all feel like, oh, man, we just had a Smokey moment. Then I'm leaving about a half an hour later, maybe 45 minutes later, and he's in the fishbowl recording stuff, and he's singing. So, you know, he's like doing tracks in my tears or something. And I'm walking by, and he just points at me the whole time I'm walking by, like, hey, there's my man. God. And I'm like, I wish I had my brother here.
So that's pretty cool, right?
I wish I had my brother on one side, my sister on the other. See? Smokey. That's my friend Smokey. So tomorrow is yours, Gail.
Okay.
Then Wednesday will be Stanley's. Joey Jojo takes Thursdays. And Friday is going to be the Dan the Pearl Man.
Love it.
I prefer Thursday. I want Thursday. Thursday's my favorite day of the week.
You're getting Tuesday.
Why would Thursday be your favorite day of the week?
Thirsty Thursday.
Thank you.
Okay.
All the time. All right, we'll give you Thursdays. You know why?
Why?
You did a great job in Montreal.
Oh, thank you very much.
That's your present.
Good. I'm gonna kill it on Thursday.
Well, you know, we were up at the Montreal Comedy Festival. There's a lot to talk about. But the number one thing in the complete buzz of the Montreal Comedy Festival was Dan Perlman, our own Dan Perlman, won the big animation award.
Yeah!
Gail, when... You know how, like, Dan stays pretty level?
Yes, he's a level dude.
If you're like, Dan, you're a great person, he's like, okay. If you say, Dan, you're the worst person, he's like, okay. He doesn't care.
Right.
When we found out, Chris and I screamed and ran at him, and we actually frightened him with our excitement and enthusiasm. Why are we more enthused than you were?
It's funny you said that when the woman told me, and she came up to me and she was like, hey, actually, you won the thing. And I was like, oh, cool. And
What?
She was trying
Why?
she was trying to get me more excited. She was like, it was unanimous. Like all the panels, it was unanimous. And I was like, oh man, that's awesome.
Do you know? So you already know that about yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
That you don't react big.
Definitely.
We were so fucking happy for him. Like, seriously, I don't remember the last time I felt because I thought him remember we were happy when he went.
You're in. You're part of the whole festival.
Yes.
I was expecting to win her. I was just like, oh, this is cool. You get to go to Montreal and like pitch that thing. And when she was trying to get me all excited, and I was just staying pretty level. My friend was there, and he's like, "That's the most you're gonna get out of me."
I
gotta be
screamed when I
happy
got
with
the
that.
text. I actually screamed at my phone, "No! Oh my god!" And then I
there's
texted
a lot
you,
of exclamation points.
and he wrote back, "Oh yeah, cool."
First of all, he didn't even tell us.
What?
Joe told us, and we had just done the Unmasked, and I'm like, why didn't you tell me? When did you find out? And he's like, right before the Unmasked. I'm like, why didn't you tell me? He goes, because we were doing the Unmasked. Yeah. I would have stopped the Unmasked.
We had to talk to Chris D'Elia.
I would have told Chris D'Elia.
Oh,
that's how excited I was about it. But this was like one of the funniest things. So we're up there, and so after Chris D'Elia, we're basically done our real work. It's parties to go to and stuff. But we're up on top of this building, looking out over the entire festival where people are partying. We're smoking cigars and enjoying ourselves. And it was just like the four of us at the balcony lined up. So I'm like this. So Vince has got the animation festival. It's going to be a great year. I mean, it was literally like the end of every Entourage season.
Yep.
When they're overlooking LA. And I'm like, that's our town out there, Montreal.
We own it.
For some reason, I became Turtle. I don't know how that happened. Dude, we were so excited about that.
It was such like great good news. It was amazing. And then to them to know and not tell is just fucking crazy.
And then, what did they think it was going to psych you out, or?
No, I don't. I thought you need to like be in a zone or something to prep for the thing. You know, the talking zone.
Yeah, the talking zone. Oh, D'Elia, you got a TV show. Is that good? Is that a good thing to have?
You like that about yourself?
You like your TV show? Huh? That's good.
And he does. He does like it. I would have forgotten to ask
that came up. He said he really does like it. 2 new Unmasked this week. Give me the days on those two, Chris.
Barry Crimmins and Bobcat Goldthwait. That's happening this Wednesday, July 29th at 3 p.m. at the SiriusXM studios.
I'm incredibly excited about that because these are two guys that I admire so much anyway, and the documentary is just terrific. Bobcat is like, honestly, one of my top favorite directors.
He's amazing.
And Barry Crimmins is, a great legendary comedian. And when you see this documentary, you'll see what an amazing life he has lived and how he chooses to play the cards that are dealt to him, and just a sense of, I don't know, he might be one of the most moral people. Well, certainly the most moral comic I've ever met in my life. Yeah, I'm looking right at you, Brian Regan. I didn't say nice, I said moral. It's a different story. It's hard to be moral. You can't fake moral.
No.
I fake nice all the time.
And then this Thursday, July 30th.
That's your favorite day of the week.
Yeah, you love that day.
It's what makes it so exciting. Ed Helms Unmasked at 12:30 p.m. at the SiriusXM studios.
Joey, I move you up to Wednesday then.
All right, I can do Wednesday.
I hope that's your favorite day of the week.
Yes, actually, Hump Day.
You love Hump Day, huh?
I like Hump Day.
I've really always been partial to Tuesday, so this suits me perfectly.
Well, you do like two first. Mm-hmm. You should be able to play back-to-back songs.
That's how I roll.
Sure. What are you going to pick something out of Bridget Jones's Diary, or
what?
Girl movies.
I'm going to pick a very masculine movie.
Get in here. There's a girl movie on.
I don't want to see it.
You're going to like this one.
It's about a girl who didn't know she was a princess.
No, that does sound pretty good.
Those things have never not worked.
Yeah.
There you are. Do I sound just like Smokey?
Yeah, it was weird. When we played it, I thought this was something that you had maybe pre-recorded with Joe, but
yeah,
it was in fact Smokey.
All right, so here is one of, I'm already going to start with Montreal Road Stories because you know how weird it is to work with these guys? Traveling with them is even dumber.
I would imagine.
So this was already my funniest thing. I'm leaving my house way early, and I'm in my 7 car, and I get a text from Chris. I'm already going in. I'm like, why is he there so early? I fucking forgot. He's a duty-free shopper.
Love that.
So he's just stacking up. He's there hours before he needs to be, stacking up on cartons of cigarettes, right?
It's just smart.
Wait, so you duty-freed beforehand?
Yeah, you could do free beforehand. It's nice.
Well, you got to show them your ticket, though, right?
You got to see. It's going international.
Because I know people who have gone and tried to buy duty-free, and then they'll ask other people for their tickets. It's a fucking dangerous game everyone's playing.
I know.
Because you're literally ripping off the government.
$35 cartons of cigarettes.
So he goes, I'm going to go in and get frisked. I go, dude, we've got hours. Let's smoke out front, right? So he meets me out front and he's like, oh, there's comedians all over the place in here, right? And so he starts to tell me what comics. And then and first he and I checked in and he's telling me these stories. But then we're outside having a smoke. And he goes like this at a cab. He goes, hey, there's the Lucas brothers. The Lucas brothers just pulled up, right? On one side gets out an obvious Lucas brother. On the other side gets out Joe of the cab.
I was with the Lucas brothers to the airport.
And we're like, what are you doing? And he goes, oh, that's my roommate. He's gone back to Minnesota right now. We shared a cab. He lives with a guy who looks like a Lucas brother.
Exactly like
I mean, literally like that. Admit it. Admit it,
Yeah,
Joe.
he looks very similar.
Does that come up all the time?
No, that was literally the first time. That was
He
ever
looks
brought up.
exactly like him. It's crazy.
But Joe doesn't.
No,
Why
I-
would you say there's the Lucas brothers?
Okay, this is what happened. There was tinted windows on the actual car. And Joe wears a snapback hat and black rim glasses.
Hell yeah.
So I saw the black guy on Joe's right with a snapback hat, black glasses, beard, black dude, looked like a Lucas brother. I was like, that's gotta be the Lucas brothers. There's another two guys sitting together with black rim glasses and hats on. Gotta be them. Ron, look, there's a Lucas brothers. They're pulling up right now.
Now,
Did you maybe want to wait a moment?
Nope, I wanted to call it.
when it was Joe, Chris turned around and looked at me. The only expression I can say is he looked like a turd had dropped out of the bottom of his trousers. You were mortified.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a white man getting in that car.
So this is how weird it was on our plane. We get on with Chris Gethard,
Nice.
Trevor Noah, Margaret Cho,
And Hassan Minaj. from the Daily
Hassan
Show.
Minaj. I know I was missing one more.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it was like crazy. So like I was literally going like this. I go, if this plane goes down, we're on the front page of the New York Times
Yeah.
for Trevor Noah alone. And then they've got to say, also,
Right along
Sirius XM personality. Show's going to be up there huge. I mean, first of all, not only do we make that, we make the Chinese papers as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody loves Margaret Cho around the world or gets mad at her around the world. But it was like the weird, like you would think the comedy playing going crazy. Nope, everybody's just sitting there reading their newspapers.
No jokes?
Businessmen bitching.
Yeah. But I'm talking about the comedians themselves. They basically travel like businessmen. They're not all fun and crazy.
Right.
Somebody grabbing the thing. It wasn't Soul Plane, is what I'm trying to say. I was hoping it would turn into Soul Plane.
Should have.
I thought Margaret Cho was going to grab it and start doing the Korean dictator. I'm going to take this plane down right now. But then I'll get to the next fucking weird piece of this. All right. By the way, we just tweeted this out. Go to our Twitter and look. So there's a comparison shot.
Okay.
This is Joe next to a Lucas brother.
See, kind of, somewhat similar.
Oh man, those are three good-looking guys right there.
Well, there is no doubt about that. That's three handsome men.
We are wearing glasses, so he
Yeah.
has that right.
And the same kind of caps.
The hat, yeah, and t-shirts.
The only thing separating you guys is humor.
Wait, are you saying they're not funny?
No. No, I'm not, Joe. I am not. So this is Joe on his... First of all, he gets to the place 20 minutes after us, 25 minutes after, but had to stand in lines for another hour 40 later than us because traffic came in and Chris and I just like zipped through.
Oh my gosh.
So that was fucking hilarious. Then we get to Montreal, get our bags, and I'm like, let's go, Chris. Let's get our taxi. Where's Joe? Where's Joe at? Joe is exchanging money. And I'm like, does he know that we're not in the Ukraine? That we're 40 minutes above Vermont?
Are they on the Euro here?
I want us some toonies and some loonies. Bring back.
Yes, you know how you do that? Change. When you buy a burger, you get Canadian money back. That's the exchange in Canada.
I didn't even know.
Also, only a rube exchanges at the airport. It's bad. Bad rate.
Thank you.
You get a bad rate.
Gail, I was throwing toonies like they were loonies
Oh, Jesus
all
Christ.
weekend.
Gail,
What the
wait.
fuck?
I heard that 30 times, and you're the first person who. Now you know how sometimes like a guy will repeat a joke.
Yeah.
When another dude comes up.
Sure. Yeah.
He also did it when no one came up.
I'm just standing at the elevator, and he's talking about toonies and loonies. I'm like, Joe, you said this to me fucking dozens of times. Stop saying
It's not
it.
even funny.
Just trying to let you guys know. Rich Rollin over here in Canada. Exchange rate favorable
I've
for
been throwing
Americans.
around toonies like they're loonies. He's said it fucking constantly.
I hated him.
Yes,
During this
we
trip.
all did. I thought that was a given. I didn't even think we had to state that. He was the worst of us.
God, that was annoying.
It is pretty funny the first time, though.
No, you're the only person who laughed yet.
I just stared at him the first time he said it, which I think was in line for the goddamn exchange rate money.
You guys, has any of you guys seen New York Magazine yet?
No.
No.
The cover is up on the iBang. Just go to it. Try not to read it, Chris. Just hit the thing and see if everybody can guess exactly what we're looking at. Hide the
I'm not looking.
Yeah.
I'm averting my eyes.
Hide the headline and just bring it up big. Please, for the love of shit, Chris.
I'm bringing it up.
Why does everything take you so goddamn long?
I'm not seeing it posted.
I'm afraid of the dark.
Oh, I thought we already put it up.
I don't see it posted unless I'm totally missing it.
All right, then we'll get to it.
All right, I'm gonna.
All right, I'm being told go to Comedy News instead of The Wire. See, that gets confusing. You don't have it on your computer.
I'm not seeing it on my computer.
It's been up for hours. There it is, right there.
Got it.
All right, so all you see is New York Magazine and this. Can anyone guess what the story is? By the way, this is fucking mind blowing.
So
You haven't even seen it, Chris?
I haven't seen it. No,
You haven't seen what it is. Have you guys seen it?
Yeah.
Well, then hold it. Does it help if you? Oh, you know what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
so you already went and looked before.
Yeah, I glanced
Yeah,
at
then
it.
that's not what I'm looking for.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
looking
I
for
have
people
not
who
seen
have
it.
It could be something to do with Broadway.
Something to do with Broadway. Yeah, that's why I would bring it up, Chris.
my guess is that it is trans women.
Okay, it's about 40 women or so stepped up. These are the women that said Bill Cosby drugged and raped them.
Oh my God!
They're all together. Now, while this is happening, New York Magazine is being attacked by a hacker right now. But we have a picture of the cover up. I could not believe this picture. Like, you know how they give out Pulitzers for pictures and shit? This would win for me. That is the most amazing cover ever. It's insane.
Unbelievable to see them like all together, getting the idea of the sheer quantity that we know of.
Yeah. Because most of us that have that many women that are mad at us throughout our dating life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, this is that, defending your life.
Yeah.
This would be like the amount of women that are mad at you of shit that you said or did or whatever.
The empty chair also is a crazy touch.
What's that supposed to mean, though?
I don't know, probably like loneliness.
Say, Dan, I don't know how you keep winning all these awards. I really don't. I mean, it's driving me crazy.
I guess loneliness represents loneliness.
I guess that's the women who didn't,
right. Probably
choose to be part of it, or the next woman, probably represents more the next woman that's going to say it. There's a couple things. First of all, to see this massive amount, as much as you hear things, the visual kills you. And then how they've all kind of aged out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're women of a certain age.
Yeah, but all different, it's like decades worth. Because that was Bill Cosby's thing. He said, well, it was never all at the same time.
Right.
No one ever brings that up, but I never did this at the same time.
It's every now and then.
I really spread that out.
Did you watch True Detective last night, Chris?
Yes, I did.
Is there now Molly?
Yeah, apparently you can vomit up Molly sprayed on your tongue.
And is that a Molly high to you?
No, it isn't. It was totally ridiculous.
Why fucking play that game, dudes?
I have no idea. Maybe if they gave her acid.
Why
Yes.
not make up another drug that we don't even know about?
Well, it looked like it was. It looked like it was acidy Quaalude. It wasn't even an acid thing.
Right.
And then the next woman looked like she was on heroin. Like, hey, I'm in my own nods.
And then other women were partying like it was Molly.
Yeah, like having the time of their life
Yeah.
and just having sex in front of each other.
No one hallucinates like that on Molly. If you just take a hit of Molly, even I've had ridiculously strong Molly. I didn't hallucinate. I didn't fucking have flashbacks.
No post-traumatic stress.
No, you
from a
feel
bearded
it
man
just-
who got you to get in the van. And that's the thing, kids. Don't get in the van with a bearded man.
Mm-hmm.
Beware the bearded man.
Not trustworthy.
Why does it always seem like movies and TV get drugs wrong? Always. I always feel that way.
No, that
And
was
you're like-
huge. Just it was a joke. I was laughing. I was like, "What is this?"
I'm trying to think of whoever got it right. Cheech and Chong always got it right.
They knew what they're doing.
The fucking. I think the funniest scene ever in the history of the world is here. Take these, and after he eats them, wait, not those. I was like, what? Why, man? What? Oh shit! Oh shit! And then, of course, that scene where the cop knocks at the thing and they're sitting in the median. That's the funniest shit in the world to me.
But pretty much most movies, they treat every drug like it's acid, I would think. Because it's a visual, so they want you to see something as the viewer, I think.
But
so they're
also,
like,
anyone who's ever tripped knows that those visuals they show are not. You know, the problem with doing is you're trying to visualize a feeling. You know,
Right.
so it's like you can't do a visual of happiness or sadness.
Right.
You can only show the person from the outside.
Yeah.
So when you start to see blurriness, even like drunk, you know, it's not the same kind of blurry drunk.
It was totally ridiculous. It really annoyed the shit out of me.
Yeah, that was the first time that I really got on board with everybody and their bitches.
And it
all
wasn't
the complaints.
there was also a pile of cocaine that was humorously large.
Well,
Like,
David's going to disagree with you here, and I'm going to let him go. Go ahead, David. David.
A lot of it.
All right, hold on, Chris never has Chris never has the phones ready in the morning. So go ahead, David.
Last night, the Coke scene.
Yeah.
To me, you got that right. Doing Coke alone and a lot of it, and when you're pissed and angry, it was, well, speaking.
First of all, he
from
fucking
experience.
he cut lines like it was a fucking sand pile.
yeah.
So that didn't fucking work for me at all.
Yeah, he wasn't doing pretty big lines.
I thought it was ridiculous Coke scene. There are people who have done Coke scenes, you know, better because again, you're showing people doing it, not what it looks like from the inside.
Right.
Being on Coke. And if any director says, well, you can't show that, you also can't show it with acid. It just doesn't work.
Right.
He dumped out what, like a quarter ounce of Coke on that table?
It was a mountain.
It was a reasonable amount. I mean,
It's like,
yeah, I mean, it was sloppy lines. First of all, one of the great things about doing Coke, particularly by yourself, is the ritual of chopping up your lines because you're thinking to yourself, I got a lot more Coke here. I got a lot of Coke. You know what I mean? You're already in that weird fucking thing. But yes, he was just swaying around and just. You're doing your fucking third line before the first is fucking completely kicked in. Ride that for a while. You're not going to get extra coker.
how much money does this guy have?
Well, he's got
too?
a lot of money because he's a fucking dirty cop. That's a dirty cop's amount of coke.
Right.
And we don't know how good it was. That could be some fucking Mexican stepped all over barrio shit for all we know.
And then so
That Vinci fucking coke.
And then he drinks a fifth of tequila, and then calls up his wife, totally sober.
Yeah.
It's like two different fucking
No,
scenes.
you're right. He would have been slurring and gnawing his fucking jaw
He'd
off.
been sweating. He was crying fucking 20 seconds earlier.
Yeah. Plus, I think that's his kid. I mean, it's just too much not to be. It's too much of it. Hey, Lois, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, guys? I want to explain what the empty chair was in the Cosby rape picture.
Yeah.
That empty chair is supposed to represent the 5 other women that didn't take the picture, and also any women that might have been raped and haven't come forward yet.
I think there should be 5 empty chairs then.
Lazy.
That's what I would have done. And I would have had them thrown throughout this thing. But this is an amazing cover. It's
incredibly powerful, yeah.
To me, it looks like a bad Photoshop. Like, I wish they would have just had all the women together. Like, you can tell that those will all take it separately. And
yeah, but they live all over the place. Just the fact that you have to look at them.
Yeah, true.
And the amount of white women alone is kind of surprised. You know what I mean? Like, cause...
Yeah, I didn't get a good look at the picture. I see one woman with an afro. Is she white or is she also black?
She probably was one of the first because she still keeps the fro, which, by the way, is the greatest hairstyle of all time on a man or a woman. There's nothing that even comes close. Jack in Maine. Jack.
I don't know. To me, the best Coke scene was Danny McBride in the first episode of Eastbound and Down. That seemed pretty.
That was a fucking Coke scene of a dude who's done Coke before.
Yeah.
I don't know, like when he. What band were they talking about?
Widespread Panic?
Yeah. And it was, they cut him like Widespread. He goes, and he's like, no, I want to get into those guys. He's telling his friend, no, I definitely want to get into those guys more. Because, like, that's the kind of dumb shit that you're so fucking intensely sure of.
Just talking about nothing. Just nothing. Just bullshit.
No, you're right. You're right. I fucking definitely, I'm going to listen to every fucking album all the way through. Probably go on the road a little bit. Fucking follow these assholes around. You know, because they're so fucking good. I didn't even realize it till this fucking song. Just the bass. Listen to the fucking bass. Oh yeah, Danny McBride. That was a fucking amazing scene. And then
came up like a pro.
yeah. Oh yeah, he went right to the fucking plate, like Cole Hamels. He took it to the fucking plate like Cole Hamels. No hitter. Who wants to buy him? Overpriced, please. Come and buy him. We're willing to let him go for 5 times what he's worth.
Look what he just did. Huh?
That is a guy who wants a contract with somebody else. Okay. But by the way, I don't know, did you watch any of the game?
Yeah, I saw it, yeah.
So many guys were fucking close to going yard on him in that game. It was unbelievable.
It was intense.
They fucking... you're up against the wall all the time in Wrigley. So that he could have lost his no-hitter. There was so many long balls hit. By the way, this is the best show on TV right now. ESPN 2 is doing the Special Olympics, and it is amazing. There's so many kids there from all around the world. We're even done with the word special needs. I think they're going with intellectually challenged. But what was really great is that during the opening night, they would throw it back while they're talking about sports, and you have the ESPN panel. But one dude would be intellectually challenged, and he was there going, absolutely right. We're going to see a lot coming to us. And the person that opened it up was the sandwich hugger guy from Arizona that you had the big problem with. Remember that he hugs people and gives them at his sandwich shop?
Oh, yeah.
And you said he really didn't open it?
Yeah.
He was hugging Obama.
Yeah.
Went out, opened the place. They were going crazy for him. And then he brought out Michelle Obama, hugged her. But he gave a speech that was like, Walt Disney once said, if you have a dream, you know, it was broke up with applause. But the other parts of it that was great, this guy from Newfoundland, he's a weightlifter. He's not only the Special Olympics Newfoundland champion, he can lift more weight than anyone in Newfoundland. This guy is like 610 pounds. These are amazing stories. ESPN 2 is going to be running. It's all out in LA right now. Massive. It looks like now like the regular Olympics. It's that many people filling up the stadium.
And it's a couple of days, right? I mean, it's
like 7 days.
Yeah.
It's a 7-day thing. But it's, it was fucking great TV. Here is, Jack. Jack, go ahead.
Hey guys, I think one of the best Coke scenes was actually in Boogie Nights when Julianne Moore and Heather Grammer in the bedroom and they're freaking out.
Unbelievable.
She's talking like, oh, I don't have my kid anymore. I miss her, and they're just freaking out.
Will you be my mom?
Truly heartbreaking.
And then the best line of all that's been said during any fucking run like that is, let's never leave this room. You know what I mean? Like, this is our safe room.
Nothing can go wrong.
There's
here.
freedom for you, right?
I'm going to ask you again. Will you be my mom? And she's keep saying it and setting it up for her. It's so heartbreaking.
It is.
And it's so feminine too. It's such a perfect, like, two girls super whacked out. You know, I think like a lot of times you would get that moment and they would have made it something completely different.
It's an unbelievable scene. Hey, Nick, what's up, buddy?
Hey, buddies. Good morning.
Hey.
I listened to that D.L. Hughley interview you did last week, like 3 times, man. And it touched me so much that he said when his kid told him he wanted to kill himself, that he didn't make like a big deal out of it. And I guess he's not a victim in this case, like somebody of a rape crime would be, but it's like, he just said, all right, son, like, you feel this way, like, you feel fucked up, like, let's work through it, and like life goes on, like, it kind of makes me feel like this cover, is it really, like, helping? I don't know anything, but is it helping what his tech not be better served?
Let me tell you something.
People as well?
If somebody would have done that to DL's kid, DL be fucking looking for him right now. 1.
Yeah, you're right.
2, this is women, taking their power.
Yes, it is helping. Because anytime any woman stands out and says this is what happens, she educates a woman to do the same or to make them feel comfortable to do the same. Absolutely.
This is a very, very powerful cover. I mean, you'd have to just go take a look at it. It's up on the iBang right now, but it stunned me today when you visually see how many women. Like, for some reason, I think Apatow had this in his head from the beginning.
Yeah.
Right.
But sometimes other people need visuals. And that's why lawyers do stuff like that. You know what I mean? Lawyers will bring in all kinds of stuff and say, this is how,
lay it out in front of them.
And then everyone else is like, okay, I understand.
I see, that's a lot of people.
Gotta make this jury understand what the hell's going on in here.
But could you imagine Cosby just jerking off to this cover tonight?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, disgusting.
Oh, I'm just saying it's him, though.
No, I blame him, not you.
Oh, yeah.
It's not your fault.
I said Cosby did it.
Probably going to happen.
I think Cosby probably did that.
At first, I thought that chair was for Cosby.
Come on. What is wrong with you and Dan? Why are you misunderstanding?
I was hoping that would be for me to do my next Unmasked. I'll be talking to the 40 women.
This one's going to be intense. I'm not going to lie to you guys.
So, favorite Cosby joke, everybody. Mine is whenever he talks about his brother.
So I was way off on that.
Well, this is a weird story that came out. I think it's also up on the iBang, but it happened when we were away in Montreal. That the Cosby book that came out last year, David Letterman and Jerry Seinfeld asked that their blurbs be taken off the jacket.
I don't blame them. I don't.
How do you take it off the jacket?
You can't. That's fucking erasing history. That's bad.
That's a really good point. I mean, the smart point of this is to say this is where I was at this point in history.
But they're not saying return all these books to us. They're saying in the future we don't want us reprinted in any.
Hold on. Do you think that this is going to go to another edition now? There's no
okay.
The book that'll come out is the rape stuff. Then they should put the blurb in that.
Right.
I used to think he was funny, but this is this is to me the weird thing about it. So he wants his name off there. What about the comedian movie with Seinfeld, where he basically goes to kiss Cosby's ring backstage?
Oh, right.
As, by the way, any comic would. I'm not fucking judging Jerry for that.
Not.
You know.
That was a huge part of the movie, and then Chris Rock, I think, was also part of it. And they were talking about how long.
Well, they were talking about he went to see later, about how much time Cosby does and how long he did it, but all that shit is true. You know what I mean? Like Letterman and Seinfeld are not saying, I think it's awesome to drug and rape women. They're talking about the Bill Cosby that they knew, and I hate to say this, Gail, Stanley made fucking sense. You start to get into that Nazi shit when you go back and erase history.
Yeah, but you must understand, let's say there's a politician that you support and you donated money and maybe you even spoke at some event, and then that politician turns out to do something that you totally disagree with.
Yes.
You would not want that politician to say, oh, and then Ron Bennington also supports me, and you're like, hey, that was then. I don't want to be associated with that now. I get that.
But that's not what happened here. You're saying remove my name from a jacket of a book that's different. That's totally different. Because if my picture was taken with Richard Nixon before Watergate,
Right.
and a lot of people were,
Right.
you know what I mean? And it wasn't just the Democrats that were mad at Richard Nixon. It was the whole fucking country. And that is a part of history. Sammy Davis cannot take back that he supported Richard Nixon, period. Look, there's plenty of things. If you go back through the Unmasked, you will hear me say that Bill Cosby was as important as Martin Luther King. Now, I'll say this. D.L. Hughley is the only one who fucking has ever said, hey, so your uncle, did he adopt black kids? And I'd had to say, no, he's still racist, which I find fucking funny. But I've made those statements before. I still back it up that Cosby was incredibly important to civil rights by doing nothing but being Cosby. Matter of fact, he probably hurt civil rights whenever he did anything differently than that.
So what you're thinking is maybe that it's more powerful to say, yes, that's something that I said, and that my opinion is changed, and find a different form of the way to express that, as opposed to erasing what you had already said.
Yes, because the only thing that came out was non-public information. If I would have said before, there's something about Cosby I just don't trust. And I heard people say that after the fact. Lisa Lampanelli said she never trusted him. You know what I mean? But apparently those 40 women did, and Time Magazine, and President Bush. Like, President Bush gave him that medal at the time. To me, that's more important than if you go back and try to erase history and act like he didn't get whatever that medal was. A lot of people supported Hitler before, you know, he went buck wild, you know, in the early days.
You really went buck wild there. That's really what happened.
I don't know if they... Look, I'm trying to talk to the kids right now.
Gone buck wild.
What I'm trying to do is talk to the 90s black children out there that have somehow got moved forward into time to now. And I'm telling you, the dude went buck wild.
At first, he was good for the country.
Well, he really got weird there towards the end.
Yeah. Oh, it went sideways.
I understand.
I'll write a book just called Hitler Went Sideways, the Buck Wild Years, 1941 to 45. Tonight, the comedy bonfire takes place with our good friends Big J Okerson and Dan Soder. Big J has wanted this show for so long, and now he's going to be on Comedy Central Radio. What time?
6 p.m. East on Comedy Central Radio, Channel 95.
6 p.m. in the East. And they call their show what?
The Bonfire, with Big J Okerson and Dan Soder.
Okay.
Bonfire.
That's a nutty name for a show.
I was like, what? Wait, I was surprised.
Why are they calling it the Bonfire?
They're
burning chairs? They're burning their furniture?
They hate chairs.
Because stories are told around the bonfire, is how it was explained to me.
Never. Stories are told around the campfire. A bonfire is to get the fire as big as you can, and then you take a mannequin and you put it in a Sun Valley football uniform, and you throw it in. All right, there's a picture of a bonfire.
It doesn't look so conversational.
Yeah. You know what the conversation around a bonfire is?
What's that?
Giant fucking fire, huh, dude?
Guy goes to burn.
Holy shit! What was in that can you threw in there? There better not be kerosene in there. Fuck, that's gonna blow. You know what? I'd want to go back and erase the name Bonfire from the past.
Now you get what I'm saying.
All right, well, here's another one that came out with Hulk Hogan over the weekend. Hulk Hogan, I guess it came out in this court case where he's suing Gawker, but Hulk Hogan used the N-I word. Mm-hmm. Now, he did it in private after just having sex with his best friend's wife. You would think that there is a private, tender moment where somebody can be racist. But 8 years or something like that later, it's all out in the open. The WWE has pulled what I call a Gail Bennington of completely erasing him in the history of the WWE. They have erased him. He doesn't exist.
Well, first of all, it's nothing sacred that he can't speak freely after that.
Yeah, you would think that there would be
How did that come up, by the way?
He was talking about his daughter.
Oh, no.
And it was talking about fucking.
Right.
And if it was $100 million guy, yeah.
Gotcha.
It was crazy talk. I mean, seriously,
really nuts.
They should have 2 fucking bindles in front of them. But then Hogan, since then, has been tweeting some crazy shit. And then his daughter, She-Hulk, did a poem where she wrote a poem about her dad. Just give us a couple lines, Chris.
If You Knew My Father by Brooke Belia.
What's your last name?
Belia.
She doesn't use Hogan?
She used by Brooke Belia.
Mm-hmm.
She's probably trying to distance herself. If you knew the dad I knew, you'd know his tender heart. He'd never want to hurt his fans or
never ever fart
or family from the start.
Okay, usually you want to go into fart from there, but all right.
If you knew my father, you would know how hard he fought, and that way it brought a smile to people light, medium, and dark.
Seriously, if this is the type of thing when you say nice when you're 7-year-old,
right?
Gives you this.
This
poem.
is not a poem for adult.
We always fight a battle that people never see, and sometimes when you're hurting, you don't think logically.
True.
Human isn't perfect, and perfect is not he. But I can tell you one thing: it's just not what it seems. Because if you knew the dad I knew, you'd know he raised me well. He taught me folks are so much more than shades could ever tell.
That's good.
And if you knew my father...
What? How long is this?
Pretty long.
Honey, how long is this? Daddy's got to get to work.
If you knew my father, you'd know he's down to earth. He may have slammed the giant, but remembers life's true worth. If you knew my father, if you just walked in his shoes, then you would know that microscope that comes with yellow boots.
What? No.
It's really long. If you knew my father,
oh Jesus,
you would see your own and mine. And if he was your father, you could never find divide. 'Cause me, I bet your father or someone that you love maybe regret something they wish they'd never done. So if you know my father,
oh God,
remember he's a man, and you would crave relief if people judged everything you did.
Oh.
The Lord says to forgive them. Don't be the one to stone. So please remember his strong arms when you were all alone.
Wait, when we were alone?
When you were all alone. The lives he's changed, the friends he's made, the people he's inspired. It makes me sad to see my dad defeated and so tired.
It's really sleepy these days.
If you knew my father, you would know just how he's hurting. For he loves every one of you, regardless of your story. And if you met my father, I know he'd give you love. He'd lift you up, apologize, and give you all a hug.
He's Santa Claus.
For those who think you know my father, remember who you are. We all can make mistakes and carry ugly scars. Because I know my father, I can promise this. Just like you and I, things we don't mean can sometimes slip. We all continue learning. This life can be so rough. So if you know my father, please try not to be tough. My father has a daughter, and I have feelings too. And if I knew your father, I would do the same for you.
Oh, that's nice. Did she color anything with it? Like,
what grade did she get?
Oh, she posted on Facebook. She's posted a picture of her in the Hulkster. You know?
If you go to Hulk Hogan's Twitter, there's just a lot of pictures of black people saying that they like him, or this is me and my mate, and we both like you. This is like a lot of black love.
Good. It's smart. He's fighting that PR game.
Yeah, but cringy. Like when you have a PR game, you should probably hire somebody.
Right.
I
got the good ideas.
Like, he retweeted somebody who said the biracial Barack Obama used the N-word and nobody got mad at him. Context, my friend. He said just because people stop saying the NI word doesn't mean that racism is gone. But it is. I mean, how many times we had to talk about it? I mean, we don't cure, racism by fucking firing Hulk Hogan after he just banged his buddy's wife.
And I will say that, a lot of people think of things in terms of black and white, but Hulk Hogan also thinks about medium.
Yeah.
He worries about medium.
Yeah. Who wrote that poem, by the way? The one was just read.
Brooke Hogan.
Oh, I thought it was Leaping Lanny Poffo.
She's stealing his gimmick.
Then after that, Brooke threw a frisbee into the fucking crowd. And then pointed at her head like she's really smart. See, I'm wearing this graduation thing. I'm smart. Wrestler's the only person who put intellect with pointing a finger at your skull.
Look how giant it is.
Yeah. See that move I just made? I'm very smart up here. Because after you do that, somebody normally kicks you in the stomach.
You're so smart, you stop you bragging so much.
I believe that Hogan's going to find a way to kick out of this if we all just start cheering and stamping our feet. And then the power of the Hulkamaniacs is going to bring him up, brother.
That big old Hulk arm.
Somewhere in wrestling heaven, fucking Randy Savage is so happy and laughing and rolling around.
I told you guys.
All right, there's a picture of him on Junkyard Dog. That proves that he's not.
Yeah, exactly.
With the dog? Of course not. It really is a lot of black people on this Twitter now.
But it's just so funny with that. But here's the weird thing. My sister-in-law is like not telling her son anything. Just wait till he finds out on his own. And she's trying to put together something because she says he's going to be crushed. And with kids, the schools teach them that any kind of thing is almost unforgivable.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? So when you're raised in that.
But you can separate the comments from the great work he's done.
Not when you're a little kid. You know what I mean? Like when I was a little kid, it would be like littering. Nobody litters. No one litters, right? And I'm like, to this day, if I see somebody litter, I'm like, what the fuck? When I see you stamping shit out on the street, I'm always like, why can't you just throw your cigarette in that thing? Gail, of course, it was smoking, where the kids come home, never smoke, take your mom's cigarettes. And for these kids today, it's like political correctness. Like we teach them that. So the kid is going to probably be, he's sensitive as it is.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, I'll be the one to tell him. I'd love to tell him.
Read that poem.
But only when I'm mad at him. I'll tell him in the middle of an argument. Well, at least I never clapped for somebody.
I think the poem would be a good way to break it in, though. Let me start with this first.
Maybe Skylo Low should come out tonight and talk. So I don't even think that the WWE is going to say anything tonight.
Wow, man.
They just erased him. I believe off their website, out of their catalog, everything, which is just a way of setting it up for when they bring him back.
Oh, of course.
I've seen Hulkamania die before when he went out to shoot a movie.
Hey, I sent him a letter when Earthquake sat on him, and he was out for a while. I was like, Hogan, hope you get better, Chris.
But, Gail brought up, like, in the privacy of that moment, and this happened with that idiot who owned the Clippers, too, right? People say things. Like, I'm sure if I heard a black dude say white devil, I'd be thinking to myself, he's probably had fucking problems with cops before.
He's probably right.
I don't think he means me. You know what I mean? I think he's probably talking about his landlord and the man. I don't think he means me. If he says, like, I go watch Malcolm X movie and I'm like on Malcolm X's side, but in real life, I'd be like, Malcolm, come on, dude. But you're just saying that's his point of view at the time.
Right.
That's what he got.
After a passionate moment.
Yeah.
Who could
Or
say?
maybe just everything that he learned up to that point in life. We're not done. We're not evolved. We're not ready to hand this over to the cyborgs yet.
Don't do it.
Yet. Because they are coming.
Now, Brooke Hogan, in her beautiful, epic poem, act like it slipped out, but he did. I don't know whether you've seen any of the stuff on it, but he said it time and time. I mean, he meant it.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So what, though?
Wasn't a joke, I don't think.
He didn't say it in the ring. And again, I think everybody has said something fucking crazy in privacy, or at least you know, if you can't examine yourself enough, have you ever said something like fat people are lazy or fucking, bucktooth bitch?
Said terrible things. Okay?
Yeah, everyone has said, these motherfuckers can't drive, or what are they doing in this country? I was in a screaming match with a cab driver one time. I brought up 9/11 like that. Fucking just went right to 9/11 on him.
It happens.
You try to say these crazy things sometimes, but anyone who goes, oh, I don't have racism, I'm sure you've said things before about people's looks or whatever. You have prejudged people. You see a guy wearing a fucking leather vest and you think these bikers, they sell fucking meth and angel dust or whatever.
And beat people up on sight just for the hell,
Right. Yeah. Oh, careful. There's going to be a foot. And then you find out that the dude's fucking driving around picking up toys for people. And you're like, oh, shit.
He's actually pretty nice.
I didn't know that until I saw that big teddy bear on the handlebars. You want to get in the paper, put a big fucking teddy bear on your handlebars, because that fucking picture comes out constantly.
I can't believe that they've wiped him out. The most iconic piece of video that WWE has is him slamming Andre the Giant. What's going to replace that? It's crazy for them to take everything away.
I think an invisible man, just Andre being slammed. By the way, that thing sucked. That entire match sucked. You talk about buying into hype.
But you're right. It's just that for the next moment when they bring him back, it's all carny stuff for them anyway. I don't think that they have a big moral compass over there that they're like.
I thought that, no, of course they don't have a big moral compass. They showed Vince saying it on TV 10 years ago.
They had a tag team called Crime Time, which was two black guys who were from Bushwick, Brooklyn, who just beat people up and stole things from people. Come on. There's no...
Maybe it was just those two individuals.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you're being racist by thinking
You're
that
You're the one thinking everything's crime time.
I mean, I watched a lot of that wrestling, and I thought for years that black people have big puffy pants and keep parrots on their shoulders.
Mm-hmm. It's easy to make that assumption when that's your worldview.
What was that parrot's name?
It's Coco Beware.
Yeah.
Frankie?
Yeah.
It was Frankie, but I thought you were calling the parrot Coco Beware.
Oh, no, I know the difference between the man and the animal.
Let me just say this. And, Joe, I know you're from Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
Like Jesse the Body Ventura.
He is the body.
One of us in this room has danced in the middle of the ring in front of a full arena with Coco Beware and Frankie.
Oh, shit.
The question is, who is it? Look at this bird.
Oh, my God.
Who did it, Chris?
Is it you?
Nope, it was Gail.
What? Yeah!
I did it.
When she was a little kid. And we were fucking cracking up.
That's
the biggest moment of my life. It was incredible.
The place was going crazy for you, too.
Oh, yeah. It really popped. Crowd really popped.
And I remember, Jerry Briscoe comes up and he's like, Ron, would you like your daughter to get in the ring with Coco Beware and do the bird dance? And I'm like, yes, I would. And you're like, what? What? And I go, you're doing it. This will be with you the rest of your life.
It was the best.
I only wish it was on TV so we could always laugh at it.
I know.
It's amazing.
George Animal Steel was also backstage in a suit.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah.
He did that. He kind of his head and all looked the same.
Mm-hmm.
But he just walked around in the suit and he was like, remember, you got 5 minutes. You got 5. And it was also Tony Garea was always backstage.
Yeah, like he was taking me backstage. Like he was the one who was like, okay, now what's gonna happen is, and I'm like, I'm talking to George the Animal Steel right now, and he's in a suit. Like the hair was coming out of the back of his suit. I was like, this is insane.
He never took a razor to the neck, that man. And you're like, I hope he doesn't run off with me like he did Miss Elizabeth, carrying me. We got some amazing. First of all, you got to see this on the iBang. What's the thing where they throw the flowers and all at a wedding, and the girls try to catch it?
When they throw the bouquet at the bridesmaid.
Why does that still happen after all these years?
I'm not sure. It's like, it seems like that one is not, some of them they got rid of, some of those dumb wedding cliches. That one we're still going with.
All right, you got to watch this and watch the girl holding the baby. And off we go. 1, 2, 3.
Don't
Oh my God.
Oh!
She drops the baby to try to catch the bouquet.
Oh my God!
But she drops the baby with both hands. It's not like, she tried to make a one-handed grab. She literally forgot that she was holding a baby.
She wanted to get that bouquet so much that she dropped the baby out of her hands.
She had no chance either. It was like 2 feet above her head.
No.
Oh my
You're
God.
right there. There's some people that don't understand. You know what I mean?
Like if it was
Distance.
within reason of getting that bouquet. Sure.
And you'll never find a man like that. I mean, that's what the bouquet is supposed to represent. You are not acting like someone who is next to wed.
No, she gives us children at this point.
This is a huge bump that baby takes.
Yeah, on a hardwood floor. It's fucking amazing. This is my maybe favorite video ever.
How can you forget that much that you're holding a baby? Like, what did she think was happening?
I don't know.
She has like the attention span of a dog. She's just like,
All right,
baby,
that's
baby.
being mean to-
She's just so lonely. And she's just desperate.
First of all, I think she's like 15 or 16. I don't think, because that's her little sister, I don't think she could be desperate. I think she's thinking prom date before anything else. God, there's fucking great vids up there today. The Kylie Jenner wearing an Eat Me Out shirt and putting it on the vid. I don't think she's 18 yet. I think she's a couple weeks away.
2 weeks from being 18.
Yeah, and this is her coming out party. Get ready, world.
Now, Chris, last night Gail texts me and she says, I am Kate coming on in 10 minutes. I didn't even know that the Caitlyn Jenner show was on.
Yeah.
So I'm like, are you watching it? She says, yeah, I'm going to watch it. So I put it on, and within 5 minutes, I was so fucking locked in. It's the dumbest,
I watched it,
lyingest show ever. And I was like, holy shit.
It's ridiculous.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's the best show on TV.
It's an alternate reality is
It
what's
just
happening
fucking
there.
blew by humans, blew by Monday Night Football. If this was up against Monday Night Football, I would have to TiVo Monday Night Football.
When she calls up the daughter calls, she's like, oh my God, Kylie's calling me. What should I do? Should I not look into she FaceTimed me.
Well, this to me is the amazing thing. And somebody could help me with this because I don't have personal assistants. But why do makeup women laugh and cry along with the fucking person that they're giving makeup? Why, like puppies, do they take on the personality of their boss like that?
I don't know, but I think that it goes back into almost like that royalty where it was like you had those like ladies in waiting or something where it's like they said like, these are my friends, but they were really their servants. It's like there's something that happens there where like all those women, their best friends were their ladies' maid, but they also didn't treat them like equals.
Yeah, but also your best friends don't fucking mirror your own emotions like that. And plus, we'll never be royals. And we'll never be royals. I wish that was in a movie. We'd play that tomorrow.
I know.
But I'd play the one by the scary clown. It is fucking crazy.
That must
and
be
the way she treated her mom, like, do you accept me now?
Yeah.
And her mom is like, I love my son, Bruce. I've always loved Bruce for 64 years. She's been proud of Bruce. This is a lot to fucking take in.
Yeah, and her mom is the only person so far on that show that seemed like a human being who was like wrestling with something and saying like, I mean, Caitlin's mom also said, I'm going to love you no matter what, but when I go to call you, it's going to be hard not to say my son's name. And it was like, oh, she's having like a real moment right now. She's not a personality that has been created and formed by living in a reality show world for years of their life. And then before that, living in a weird celebrity bubble. Like, I think Caitlyn Jenner is weird because Bruce Jenner is weird. Like, that's her personality, not anything to do with trans. You add trans onto it, it's like this added, thing. Bruce / Caitlyn, that personality is bizarre. Like that, out of touch with the rest of human beings. Like, she doesn't communicate like a person.
No.
I never did, I don't think.
But in her mom's, point of view, I'm sure Kanye's mom doesn't call him Jesus. You know what I mean? Like, your mom never sees you more than that's the kid that I raised. So if your kid has the #1 album already, you're always like, yeah, that's great. I'm proud of you, but you're already proud of them no matter what. You know what I mean? Like, you love them not for what they accomplished. You know what I mean?
Right.
You love your kids. Like, I doubt that the president's mom is more proud of them than the milkman's mom. You love and you're proud that your kids are nice people, whatever. So to ask your mom to make these changes with you, no one's mom is going to make changes with them. That's not the fucking job of older people. Particularly this woman. She has a 65-year-old son.
Yeah, and you're asking a lot of this woman, but then, seems to be asking very little of her kids, Like, Caitlyn's asking very little of the little,
I think Caitlyn is zero interest in the kids. But she's definitely a mama's boy.
Yes.
We're now mama's girl.
Whichever. She's both.
Yeah.
But, to not ask your kids to be there and support you, but then being like, Mom, you better call me by the female pronoun. You know what I mean? That's going to be a harder sell.
Of course it is.
Also, just their family dynamic, not Caitlyn and Caitlyn's mom, but Caitlyn Jenner's children and everything that has to do with the Kardashians and the Jenner girls. It's bizarre. They live in a weird world. And I was every time they were interacting, I was like, this is weird. This doesn't seem like a father and a daughter or two people who were related. It seems so strange.
Well, Bruce wasn't raising the kids. I mean, the Kylie or Jen, whichever one was on last night, the one that gave him dyed his hair, her hair.
Yes, Kylie Jenner.
I doubt he's had any hand in raising her. They've been on TV for 15 years. They've been worried about, I don't know, PR and whatever else and doing more shows.
Yeah, but you're not on TV the whole time.
I think they shoot most of the time.
Now, here's something interesting about Kylie Jenner, who was on the show the other day. There was a moment in which she seems like she's connecting with Caitlyn, and she's like, why don't you try those hair extensions on? And so we saw, Caitlyn got the blue hair.
Yeah. Which, by the way, took up way too much time.
Well, the reason it took up so much time is those hair extensions, that's Kylie Jenner's hair extension line.
Oh.
What? No. It was a
I didn't even catch that.
It's a commercial.
So I'm watching an infomercial now.
Yes, those are
that's
hers. That
she went
they
over
have
to
her
see
name
her
on.
mom.
Yes, exactly.
Or dad.
To promote her new hair extension line. That's what that was. That was not a touching moment in which she tried to connect and doll up Caitlyn Jenner.
Well, look, no matter what's happening, I'm going to watch every episode. I'm so locked in.
Definitely, that's for sure.
It's a nice new Sunday night show.
Look at this mother, this Kardashian mother. She was married to fucking Robert Kardashian, who hid OJ, and then Bruce Jenner, who became Caitlyn Jenner. All of her kids sell hair extensions when they're acting like they're just being a person.
When they're not showing off their bubble butts.
Fucking bizarre.
Oh, yeah.
They're bigger than the Kennedys. They're a bigger machine than the Kennedys ever were.
Yeah, they're the definition of a media circus.
They're brands.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a new brand. My wife gave birth to a new brand today. We're all excited about it. We're rolling it out.
Kim's pregnant with a brand.
And this, like, her tweeting out a picture that says "Eat Me Out" is like a promo for turning 18.
She's probably
It's like,
selling this fucking shirt to another.
Get ready, guys. In 2 weeks, you won't feel guilty about being attracted to me.
It'd be just the opposite. You're probably less attracted. Still doing the fish lips after all these years. It never went away.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they're brand new lips. She's very excited about
Oh, are
them.
they?
Yeah.
I can't, now, because of Caitlin, I got to keep up. Caitlin was playing fucking tennis. Now I know why ladies need a bra.
Oh
These
my
big
God.
fucking knockers.
That really made me like, what a
65-year-old knockers.
Oh, my God.
Bruce was a lot better at tennis.
Oh, my God.
Still gonna golf. No, she's like, they're doing stuff. Isn't this better than watching sports on TV? I'm sorry. If you liked watching sports before, why wouldn't you want to now?
Exactly. I think that there's got to be a good portion of the trans community who are going, come on, like, this doesn't...
It seems insulting.
This is her.
And at multiple points during this TV show, and even leading up to it, it seems trans people should be pissed about this.
They're loving it.
I don't know. I think there's got to be a good percentage of trans people who are like, okay, like, Caitlyn can do what she does and whatever. I guess that takes a lot of courage to do it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's my experience, because I don't think that any of the Jenner Kardashian, how could they have a human experience? They're so strange and so disconnected.
It's the weirdest thing in the world. And it's kind of evil.
It's nuts.
It's not weird because Caitlyn's transition. It's just weird that how it's gone about through a reality TV show empire. And to say it's so courageous, it's not really, since she's surrounded by people that want to do it because they can make money off of it. They said she's got $100 million off of this thing.
Now you're cynical.
Okay.
And like, just think about the fact that her kids had not yet seen her, and the first time they see her is with a bunch of cameras around. Like,
well, you got to capture it.
Yeah, that's what's most important to them. Just like when, she did that interview, it was like, well, wait for my show for the big reveal, because that's what it was about.
Well, she's got me. I'll be watching all of it. And I would like to just do this now. And I don't want her to compete. I just want her to set times for where she is at this point. I want her to do all the decathlon things, and we time it and just see where she is 39 years later, and a fantastic new body and blue hair. Maybe she's got better at times, some of these places.
With the help of a sports bra, maybe she can. Now I get it, ladies.
We put a bunch of vids up on the iBank today, but a bunch I want to get to, but I don't even know how to. So that's just all part of it. Here's the story I like, though, that Twitter said that they're cracking down on joke thieves. Now, Chris, you sent to us, what exactly does it mean?
Okay, so a writer in Los Angeles, Olga Lexel, she tweeted out a joke, and then a bunch of spam bots started taking the joke and retweeting it. So she went to Twitter and said, look, they're stealing my material. Go out there and delete those jokes. And then Twitter listened and then went out and started.
All right, so they're only going to do it to spam bots, not regular people?
Regular people, too, yeah. But that's just in this case, that's what happened. But if regular people take it and tweet it and don't give an at mention.
I cannot believe that fucking Twitter is taking the time to do this. A, are we allowed to steal jokes on the telephone? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And can you give credit? I mean, George Carlin's humor is out there for all these years. Mark Twain's humor is out there for all these years. Are you not allowed to quote anybody?
You can quote if you give at or whatever, or attribute the quote.
You gotta
if the person's not alive, or is it on Twitter?
You gotta retweet. It's the only way to do it properly.
But if there's no quote, if there's no
Ronnie B quotes is people just grabbing stuff and throwing them out there.
Yeah, no.
So what? Who was that hurt? What was I doing? First of all, if this woman feels like it's intellectual property, she shouldn't be tweeting it.
Yeah, well, that's my first. it's social media. The point is that you're putting your information out there. This is not private. People are going to do what they're going to do with it.
It's insane talk. It's insane talk.
Yes.
This is why I'm not on Twitter.
It's better. You're better off.
I know. I feel great.
Right?
When people say to me, you're not like all at Montreal. You don't tweet. They say that to me. Like, how do you get the word out? I go, what word?
The social media word.
There's no word to get out. I do a show.
They know
listen
where to
to
find
it if you want to. If not, don't listen. Nothing changes for me. This is Twitter to me.
Yeah.
What I'm doing right now.
Yeah, but what's your at? Like, what's your at on Twitter?
But why would I have it? And who has it ever benefited? Name one person who's like, my life has become so much better because I tweet. And those fucking comics are, I saw them all, they're busy constantly.
Yeah.
I went up and did one of the Canada Laugh shows, right? The second that we went to, and there was 2 couches up. Everybody had their phones out, just going like hell.
Right.
Why?
I'm on the show right now, or like.
But I don't know what they were tweeting. I couldn't see over. But you're saying you can't even take a commercial break. You were taking a break. They act like, please. What am I checking? What am I looking? I think they're tweeting back to people like, yeah, it is going good. I don't know.
Checking your mentions or whatever. That's what people like to do.
How many people favored me? Retweet me. Don't favor me.
I swear
Somebody
to God.
brought that up to me. I want to be retweeted, not favored it. I don't know what you were saying.
Favorite seems like a nice thing.
They
That's
said
something.
to me, what good's a favorite to me? A person fucking said that to me.
What good?
I go, I'm assuming by your angry attitude, no good. I'm assuming it's a terrible thing to do to favor somebody.
It hurts you, favoriting. They should just be called hating instead of favoriting.
I thought favoriting was a good thing. This was something that I learned as well. That it's seen as like a subpar
It's
compliment.
a lesser, yeah.
It's lesser than a retweet.
But I thought it was like a like, or, it's like.
Okay, it is like a like, but let's say we went to Hogan's thing. He's retweeting black people that like him.
Yeah.
If he just favored that, we wouldn't know. We don't go to see who you favorite.
Yeah.
We will only see who you retweeted or RT'd.
Sure.
Yeah, there's a bunch of black people out there who've said nice things about Hogan and they just favored it instead of retweeted. So, that's just bad
There's no
social
good.
media. It's bad social media on Hogan's part. He should be retweeting those black people.
Are you on Twitter, Joe?
I'm not on Twitter.
Facebook?
Facebook, yeah.
Is that even still happening, Facebook? Do people care?
Not as much.
I think
yeah. it's kinda
Facebook is
dying.
only to connect with like your family now.
It's Instagram.
Instagram's where it's at. Yeah.
The last 2 years, it's been, and now it's official. It's Instagram. Instagram is the social media thing.
Yeah.
Instagram is all pictures?
It's all pictures, but you can also write comments and you have followers and you follow people and you like things.
You Instagrammed a bunch of pictures up at Montreal?
Yeah, there were a bunch of pictures on up for Montreal.
No, I don't go to Instagram. But that's no words at all.
Oh,
well,
no,
you could write a little blurb underneath, but the emphasis is the photo.
you can write captions and there's no limit to the
So
characters.
that's for people who do not think that they can read enough. Like reading is too hard. Let me just show me a picture of it.
Yeah, where the people just scroll through the Instagram thing and just look at pictures. Or the big thing is retweeting memes on Instagram. That's the big thing. That's how people get millions of followers. They retweet other memes they find online.
Rick in California.
Yeah, the question's been burning on my soul ever since Joe Rogan and Carlos Mencia were, fighting about.
Well, that's a
stealing
long
jokes.
time.
Yeah. So why is it that bands can cover songs written by other artists, but comedians couldn't cover jokes?
Well,
Is
the
there a
big
mark?
the big difference is you pay the people to cover their songs.
Right. And you're crediting them. It's not a
Right.
surprise. Like, it's not.
It's not
shock
like
to
me
them.
going like this. There's a new song I just wrote today. I'll call it Freebird.
Wow.
Hit my track. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, if I started doing a Joe Rogan bit, I would be acting like I wrote it or I thought of it, and that was Joe's. Now, I don't think he would mind me saying, hey, there's a great Joe Rogan bit that goes like this.
Yeah.
Particularly if it was something that he wasn't doing currently out on the road with. I'd bring up
Right.
something from a couple years ago and say, Joe Rogan used to do this great bit. so fucking funny. Comics do that all the time. I've also seen impressionists do an homage to Richard Pryor and then do a full fucking chunk of his and get laughs with it.
Right, but isn't there a market for that kind of licensing?
No.
Really? Why?
Well, because you do not sell comedy in the same way that you sell music. It doesn't get played in the same fashion. And a comedian is basically a writer. It's like you're looking at a writer, even though jokes are bought all the time, but they're not covered. I know plenty of people who write material, and these are guys that aren't even like regular writers, but let's say somebody has a roast.
Yeah.
And you'll go, look, I'm willing to pay $50 a joke, or they'll hire the guy to come out for a week and they'll pay him a lot of money. Comedy Central will provide jokes to people. And then you don't act like you want to go around and tell people, that's the joke I wrote, although I've seen people do that before. But Bob Hope used to have 14 writers.
Yeah.
Provided on what he was doing, but because that was the style, I think if we found out some comics, not all, but some comedians, if they had writers, it kind of hurts the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Particularly if they're storytellers.
Yeah, I think it would bother people. But then it's kind of interesting because nobody expects that if you're watching late night and you're hearing the monologue, you know that that's written by a team of writers. Right. You're not assuming that that person wrote all of those jokes and they're comfortable with that. But if you said to somebody they were watching someone's set, and then you're like, 14 people wrote that for him, they would be like, what?
Yeah, I mean, like if you watch a monologue, it is as bad as if 14 people wrote it. You know what I mean? There's just a collection of lines. But if Ron White is on stage and telling you a story, you picture Ron White in this story, you would be surprised if you're like, oh, two Jewish guys from the Bronx wrote that for him. It would be strange. Right. I expect it to be Ron White.
And would ruin the illusion of that this is something that this person experienced.
Right. Now, I don't mind that he blew it out of proportion. I expect that out of a good storyteller. Right. But I expect a Colin Quinn or Ron White, when they said back years ago, I'm out with my friends, like the when we told the Crazy Joe story today.
Sure.
You immediately go, I can see Ron getting mad at him. Where is he? Pepper has to run back. He's telling me this fucking idiot is trying to turn his toonies into loonies.
All week.
Why do something that isn't working? Why say it over and over?
I don't know. I think of it like as a parabolic structure, like it starts out really
it's a flat
funny.
line.
It's flat. All right. Well, and then it gets unfunny, then becomes funny. But no, yeah, you're right, Pepper. It was a flat line, so thank you.
Are you mad at him now for saying that?
He seems like he's mad at me because I'm telling him it's not funny. It was driving me insane. Driving everybody crazy.
Here's a story that's out, of course. Reggie Jackson went crazy up at Cooperstown because people were asking for his autograph while he was eating. And here's what set him off. A guy came around and asked for the second autograph. Now, a lot of people get furious.
Oh, yeah.
At people who get mad at autograph hounds. But we work in a job where we see the same people every day.
Yeah.
Looking for autographs, which means that they're not fans. They're autograph sales people.
Yeah, it's would be a lot harder to be nice to that guy. Like, of course, somebody comes up and says, "Oh my God, I'm a huge fan of yours. I love you." You want to help that guy out. But it's got to be incredibly irritating to be like, I mean nothing to this person, and then they're going to turn and flip this and sell it to someone.
It's no different if someone came up and said, "Give me $50."
Right.
It's the same exact thing. Like, oh, if I was interested in fucking autograph sales, I'd be selling it myself. But because it's Reggie Jackson and a lot of people already don't like him,
yeah,
they're going to get pissed off at him.
Give Reggie a break. Come on. He doesn't want to deal with this shit. And the guys...
But you're at Cooperstown, which is an autograph, thing. And do you know how many ball players that people don't ask for their autographs or don't even recognize them?
Right. That's way more common.
Yes. I don't know, unless Von Hayes has a fucking 1983 reunion. I don't know if a lot of people are asking him for shit. Reggie goes anywhere, you know?
Right. And he's going to get hassled.
Yeah, see, well, you say hassled, but it's also honored. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people who are fans of someone. There's a lot of people who, believe it or not, seeing Reggie Jackson would be the best thing in the world to them.
But if this guy's come back, he's double dipping on the autograph, you know he's not that kind of guy. And there's a time and place. Like somebody's like hanging out with their family, their friends, they're like out to dinner, and you won't, you know, drop that you want an autograph. Come on. Anybody would be irritated in that situation. And I've said this before, it's also something that we don't experience. So it's very easy to be like, I would be nice to everyone. But if you had to deal with it constantly.
Oh, yeah, if you had to deal with it every single day, it must feel like if you had huge tits. Like, after a while, you're just like, dude, my eyes are up here, okay? These are my tits that you're staring at. Up, please, eye level, not tit level.
But they're so big.
Yes, but you're with your wife and your 3 daughters.
I didn't think they'd notice.
Everyone knows. Your tongue is out.
It's very clear.
Roll it back in. But how is Reggie, being famous for this many years, not savvy enough that people are videotaping him dropping the FU word?
I think he probably just lost it in the moment because too many people do that. Like, it happens pretty often where either paparazzi or like something like this where they're asking for autographs and the person just snaps.
I always do this. I always have my little disposable camera with me, and I'll go like this. Who are you going to kill on this expedition? Click. And then they'll start choking me. Look who's online for us right now. It's the world's, I think, quickest and funniest comic, Mr. Rich Voss. Buddy.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man.
You guys sound great. It really. Great. I was sitting next to, not only has she stolen my act, she stole my persona. Okay, Bonnie here. You know, it's you know, when I met her, she was just a gal from Canada doing bits, and now like she has her foot on the front table and she's just, you know, destroying the crowd. So how do I deal with that? What do I do with, you know, it's not the jokes, it's the persona she took for me.
Can I tell you, she perfected the persona, though, Rich. She smoothed it over.
No, it's like I can't work with her anymore because it's like following me.
Yes. You know? You've never been able to follow yourself as it was.
Yes.
But yeah, when it comes to, like, the guy asking, why can't you do cover songs? You know, why can't you cover jokes the way people cover? Have you ever lifted material even when you were younger?
No, and what I did, though, when I was younger, like, I didn't know who I was on stage. So, you know, 1 month or 2 months, I'm deadpan. I'm like Stephen Wright. Yeah. I'm writing my own jokes, you know. Like, you know, if you're riding in a cab and the driver goes in reverse, does he owe you money? And I would do stuff, but I would do it deadpan. So 1 week, 1 month I'm Stephen Wright, and next week I'm running around the stage like Howie Mandel or someone, you know. So yeah. I wasn't taking material. You know, in the beginning I did props. I just didn't know who I was. You know, so I never really took the jokes. I just took their characters.
Yeah, people have a tendency to try to act like a comedian,
right,
when they go on stage.
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
There's a lot of young Mitch Hedbergs out there for some reason now.
Well, I think like so many.
There's never ever been an old Mitch Hedberg.
Oh.
I think like a lot of people.
By the way, that was so much funnier than if Voss would have done it.
Yeah, well, I can't even tell you the other night when I get on stage, someone told me to do a Mitch Hedberg impression. Anyhow, so, you know, like Hedberg, Brian Regan, David Chell, me, Rich Voss, we're the kind of comics that people feel from because we're innovators. You know what I mean? Like we're what they want to be. Myself as a legend, which is the new name of my hour coming out. They call me Legend. You know what I mean? It's like so many young comics will come up to me, hey, you're a legend. It's great, this and that, and I think he's joking, but he's not.
No, we didn't think he was joking.
It's hard to live up. It's hard to live up to the status.
He doesn't understand irony. So this is straight ahead how he thinks.
No, like after so many years in it. Look, Dom Eilera is a legend. If you take a comic like that, he's a legend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's certain categories guys like us fall into. So you can steal my material. People know it's me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And how's Twitter going to police millions and whatever of people? And, hey, you're going to write to Twitter, that was my joke? You know what I mean?
Apparently this woman did this, and Twitter reacted to joke stealers.
It was a great joke.
Yeah, it was amazing. The guy who stole the joke now has a deal with ABC. Has a development deal. Yeah.
I'm growing a beard just so I can get back on Comedy Central. I didn't really reinvent myself. A new look. That's what you got to go with.
Yeah,
so,
it's a whole new look.
We got to come in there one day.
Yeah, we got to hang out with you guys.
Yeah. I See?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like you, but funny. It's amazing.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm semi-retired.
Right.
Mentally, just not financially. I pass the ball to people like her and big letter guy comics. That go by letters. I don't do that kind of stuff anymore. I just do clever, straight material you got to think about.
But Rich, Bonnie is Rich Voss. If Rich Voss could get to the point immediately, she just nails it, and she's out. She's you without the pauses.
And you don't have to wipe your eye after she talks to you. Listen, it was great. August 10th, also, we're doing another live My Wife Hates Me at the Village Underground, and Sirius is sponsoring it. It's going to be a big Sirius event for my new CD that, whatever, about 141 IQ. So August 10th, we're doing at the Village Underground. It's a free event, and it's My Wife Hates Me, and we'll get a celebrity marriage announcement.
This is the funniest show that you'll ever see out there. I had the pleasure of doing this with these guys once, and it's like just sitting in the middle of a firestorm. It's so fast, and while they were going back and forth, I could watch the audience losing it from my perspective. It was the most fun I've ever had. So August 10th.
It was awesome when you did it. It was really great.
It was the most fun ever. But we'll make sure we keep mentioning that. Thanks, guys.
All right. We'll talk to you later. Good luck. You guys sound great. Bye.
The legendary Rich Voss.
The legend.
And now the new improved Rich Voss, Bonnie McFarlane, together at the Village Underground, which is, to me, one of my favorite New York rooms. But when I went out and did that thing with them where you just really have to go, and then what happened?
Right.
And they go back and forth. And what's so funny about it is, like, you'll see how fast and funny they are, but then you'll see them get a little hurt, too. Like, some of these things hurt. That's why these roast battles, or, when somebody asked me to come do they asked me to do Big J's roast, like, I don't want to go say bad shit about Big J.
Right.
Why would I want to say bad shit about Big J?
I love your friend.
And all the stuff is true, so it's really hurtful. Like, everything they said was true. So that's August 10th at the Village Underground. I love the Village Underground because it feels like the New York City that's in my mind.
Yeah.
Right? The New York City that I'm really not even living in now. A legendary New York City. It just feels like Dylan could walk in there and play. And I think he has played the room before.
I think that's true, yeah. Because it started out like a, kind of a big rock club. It was
Well,
like
it was a folk club for, most of the 60s. I forget the name of it, what they used to call it back there. But it's like the perfect room for comedy and for what they do, which is intimate, like a conversation. The people are right there on your lap. No one's too far away. You really feel like you're with your friends whose marriage is breaking up right in front of you. God, it's a funny show. I mean, both separately, they are incredibly funny people, but together, it's unbelievable. So that's August 10th
at
the Village Underground. And the pricing is right, huh? Free. Mm-hmm. This sounds like something I'd like to see myself. Save a couple dollars, Get myself a little Tito's vodka. Have a little Tito's money left over.
Sure.
There's a video up on the iBank today that when women try to help, how bad it can go. I think it's called Stuntman's Girlfriend Just Makes Things Worse. But this idiot, he's going to jump off a giant rock into a lake, right? And go ahead and hit it, Chris. Like you can see, she doesn't want him to do it. She doesn't want this drunk asshole to do it. But here he is. He steps back. He's going to run and take a giant leap up. She puts her hands on him and says before the cops get here.
She runs away.
Look how shallow the water is, by the way.
Oh my God! Yeah, you shouldn't have been jumping to begin with.
It's not so much as you're going to break your neck, but I'm going to break your neck. Oh fuck! Now, did he oh fuck or did somebody else?
His buddy videotaping it.
Jaden, come on, hurry up, dude. Oh, fuck!
She more or less trips him. And that running in a bikini is always...
Barefoot.
Yeah.
Al, there are rocks here, but there's an emergency.
So fucking terrible. Watch it again. Oh, the way he hits.
So
if you're gonna,
the neck and back both break.
If you're gonna body block someone like that, you're gonna have to commit. You can't just stick a limp arm out.
Do you know, in my life, by the time I was 17, I saw 3 people break their necks diving.
No.
Oh, God.
Oh, that makes me sick to my stomach.
Diving. Not one of them in a pool either.
All in the lake? Or...
Two are in the Chesapeake Bay. When people don't fucking understand low tide.
Yes.
And those low tides can get like really low, like a foot deep. And another at a guy fell out of a tree at a reservoir. But the first 2 I saw when I was very young too. One, like when they were pulling the body up on the beach and everyone was running around, I was running and looking at his body. And I just felt this arm pull me back. It was my older brother just grabbing me so I wouldn't see this horrendous thing and start walking me up the beach. And I just remember, like, what happened? What is he doing? What happened?
Nothing happened.
Yeah,
sleeping.
You saw nothing. It was a dream, Jimmy. It was just a dream. Riders on the storm.
This Native American man looks dead. Nope. Isn't that what worse?
Indians on the highway, bleeding ghosts crowd a young child's fragile eggshell mind.
Isn't that a worse thing to tell a child? You're hallucinating. This isn't real life. What?
Yeah.
It feels so real, though. Nope. This is all in your mind.
Remember when I said to you, help Daddy put the hooker in the trunk? She's sleeping.
Mm-hmm. That was a dream, too, right?
Get the lime and a shovel. It was all a dream. Your childhood was a dream. Stop making a big deal out of it. You had food, didn't you? Just like
roof over your head.
You had the basics. You know, a lot of those little Chinese girls don't even have a toilet to shit in.
You never want for nothing. Huh?
My mom would always yell at us, I'd take the food out of my mouth for you kids. And I was like, don't. I don't want your chewed up food. Ping, pow. boom. You saw my eye was out the fucking hair. My mom used to come after us so fast. You could hurt her little feelings so quick.
My dad would say there's children starving in China. That was like his big thing.
Man, well, he stole that like a fucking Twitter thief.
Yeah.
He should have been fucking blocked or whatever the bad thing is on Twitter.
But seriously, that has nothing to do with us. You know what I mean? There are also children who respect their dads. It has nothing to do with our situation.
Yeah, this is different.
Yeah, and there's also kids in Beverly Hills who are in the back of a Rolls Royce now.
You're not bringing them up, are you?
Yeah. You're not saying anything about that.
Trying to make yourself look good, aren't you?
Are you workman's comp? I'll fucking call right now because I know you're faking that neck injury.
We should break. We haven't broken yet today.
Well, go ahead and break then, bitch. That's what I'm fucking saying.
It's got tense.
Yeah. Got ugly fast. But it's the way you say it. It's like, it was judgmental. We should break. We haven't broke yet. You can fucking throw it to break. No one's stopping you.
Okay.
Does it look like I'm the only person who knows how to say, this is the Bennington Show? Yeah. All right, I got an important question for you guys.
Yes.
We love the surf rock, but what happens when we change seasons and we're not part of a cruel summer? Should we have seasonal music there?
Seasons change, you're saying?
Yeah, seasons change, and so have I. That's what I'm saying. Now, we'll have a quick vote on that right now. Joe, seasonal music or is surf rock our signature sound?
I like seasonal music because when it's February and I'm listening to surf rock, I want snowboard music. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I didn't know it was a thing, but yes.
First of all, what you said was not so complex that I couldn't follow it. Or
You know what I mean?
infant.
Hey, you get it, Ron?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying, right?
The winner now.
What about you, Stanley? You're the one who came up with this shitty surf rock.
It's not shitty. I like it. It should be all the time then. You know what?
But what if Joe's skiboarding?
Come on.
Skiboarding?
About my skiboards.
Yes, I come up with a brand new
snowboard.
Sounds pretty cool.
No, it's skiboarding.
Don't be embarrassed. It sounds real cool.
Skiboarding is just surfing on frozen water, so it works for me. If I was skiboarding.
All right, Gail, you are the bumper vote here. Do we have seasonal music?
Oh, God, this is really
here's
tricky.
what I think our seasonal music is be. Like we're in October. Dun, 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 dun. Voila, we're back.
Boy, this fall music is getting old fast. Back to school.
Yeah, I got to take Chris back to school shopping too.
I can't wait.
You're gonna
I'm
have
getting you tight shoes.
Yep.
And itchy socks.
And you better pick out what color folders you want.
Black.
How about your trapper keeper? No. You're not doing black again this year because you look like a bad person.
But it looks cool.
Yes, it does look cool, and I don't want you to be cool. I want you to be studious. I want you in oranges and browns.
Oh.
I'm going to get you some nice earth tones.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to get you a jacket with some kind of weird fucking thing
projector.
Yeah.
Well,
I want it to look
shirt.
like you're in private school, even though you're going to public school.
They're going to make fun of me.
Get you some cool lots.
Good. I want them to make fun of you.
Why?
Because I don't want you to fit in. I want you to get your work done.
And you need to wear those socks nice and high, well over the knee.
Well, that's what people do now, which is very odd.
This is good to hear. Look who this is. It's Dickie Jr.
What's up, Dogsies?
Hey, Dogsies, what's up?
Not much, Mr. B. Just hanging out, doing my thing. You know, a little bit of high, about to join my smoke zone.
Everybody
Hey,
likes that high on that because you get high when you start high.
Yeah, I just picked up an 8 from Spody, so you know, have a good time today. So, Pepperham, I was calling to see if you've heard of this band called the Growlers, man. Great surf rock band. They call themselves Surf Rock Guys.
I have not.
You should definitely check them out, dogs. You got to finish this summer strong because fall's coming closer than I don't know what. But
You know
I'm
what?
out, guys. Hey, shout out to Reddit, Ron and Fez. See ya.
We're at Ron and Fez, Dogsies.
Thanks for the heads up, Dickie Jr.
How come Dickie Jr. knows more about surf rock than
I
you?
know.
Put up one band.
You don't know shit
TJ
compared to old
Buffalo.
Dickie.
What's up, guys? While we're bringing up surf rock bands, I just wanted to throw the Coffin Daggers into the mix because they
It's
are
another
the
band
best.
Chris doesn't know.
I don't know them. Though.
Never heard of it.
I'll check it out.
Oh, they're the best. The best. Later.
Peace.
Coffin Daggers, Growlers. I'm all over it. I'm going to have a listening session tonight.
Yeah, now you're all over it.
Yeah, now that it's time for football music.
Ohio State Marching Band again.
Then, like,
They're the best,
They are
though.
good.
They're the best.
I am concerned about the amount of instrumental music. Like, what other seasons? What's going to be the instrumental music of winter?
Well, Christmas music. We'll rock a lot of that.
Okay.
And spring. Ba, 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 da, ba, 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 da, ba, ba.
Springsteen.
Just
Yeah, a lot of Springsteen, too. Because it's spring.
Springsteen and Peter and the Wolf both. I'm
Yes.
fine with.
How about Springsteen and the Wolf?
Sounds pretty cool.
Mary, she got pregnant, and all the town was sad. All the work it left the town started to rust and burn, and all of our jobs, they went away, and we had no hope. And then our children got real sick. One of them died in the bed. Jersey waits for no one. For some reason we're still proud. Wait, what? I'm proud of this shitty, awful town with no work and no food.
Never really paid attention to the lyrics
Yeah,
before.
they're sad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Downer.
It's dark.
Yeah. Lung cancer. What? Did he just sing about lung cancer?
Well, he came out of nowhere, too.
They shut down the shipyard. The market's filled with spoiled fruit. Like the oh, by the way, did you hear Chris Christie say he's not a Springsteen fan now?
No, I didn't hear this. No.
He went to 500 fucking things, and somebody asked him, and he says he likes Bon Jovi better.
Oh my God! What is he doing?
Our governor's fat and stops traffic. He's tied in with organized crime. What's he singing about? There's potholes on the interstate. And the water's testing bad. Air pollution keeps us from breathing. You're like, can you get to a good thing here?
Thought you were like that place.
And the baby was born blind.
No.
It cries and listens and cries and listens 'cause it can't see a thing. Oh, did I tell you about my hepatitis?
Oh, God.
But I can't afford the medicine.
Your liver.
Just found out we're going back to Vietnam, but the original guys who fought there in the 60s. Every once in a while, Little Steven's going like this. What do you say we give him a bright song, a happy song? Yeah, I wrote something called We Ran Over the Dog on the Jersey State Line. See if you guys like it.
Jersey is a dark place.
There's termites in Grandma's leg. I forgot to tell you she's got a wooden leg. Anything nice, Bruce? Can you sing something nice for us?
At least take care of that spoiled fruit.
Spoiled fruit in every aisle, right next to the tainted fish.
What kind of supermarket is this?
Yeah, can you imagine if he had any other job? Fucking talk about a Debbie Downer. Chris, I just fucking heard once again from Jenny Hutt that we don't follow her on Bennington show.
Oh.
I want to make that number one for us.
I don't know how to do that.
You don't know how to do it?
I honestly
You're
don't.
our Twitter guy.
Yeah, but I'm not sure how to follow or whatever. I mean, all I know really is about. I know the difference between favorites and retweets, but the following thing is.
We follow people. Are you telling me you did that accidentally?
I don't know how that. I thought they like gave you those followers when you sign up, like you like recommended
You're on
people
Twitter,
to follow.
right?
I'm on Twitter.
Do you follow Jenny Hutt?
I do follow Jenny Hutt. Come on, Chris.
Well, let's just promise. I promised her in the hall that we would do it.
I don't know how to do it, so
We got to get somebody on this.
Yeah, it's got to happen.
I do it for you. I don't have access to your Twitter.
Maybe you should take over the Twitter.
No.
And Stanley starts looking for work. Honest work. Bonfire tonight with Big J Okerson and Dan Soda premieres tonight at 6 p.m. Tweet him now that you heard all about the big show, Big J, and let him know that we'll all be listening.
Comedy Central, Channel 99, Comedy Central Radio, Channel 95.
I'll be listening for sure.
I'll be listening too. I'll be listening to the bon. I'm going to warm up next to the bonfire.
Gather around.
On Two Unmasked, we're doing this week Ed Helms on Thirsty Thursdays, 12:30, right here at Sirius XM. Big star. I'm going to tell you guys something, and you're probably not going to believe me. I saw the Vacation movie, and it's fucking really funny and has the same tone as the first one.
Really?
I don't know how they did it, but the tone is set up. So, like, if you're a person who, like, loved the first one, right?
Yeah.
You're going to at least say, well, this is better than the second and third and fourth one, which I thought lost all the tone completely.
Right.
The Christmas Vacation, Europe. This has the exact tone of the first one. As a matter of fact, like, you know, if you look at Chevy, no one really believed that he was the cheesy dad who, you know what I mean? Like, he's
Right.
Chevy Chase.
He's a cool guy.
Ed Helms is completely believable.
Right.
In that part. It's funny. The kid who plays the younger brother is the most vicious fucking kid you've ever seen. They get in all kinds of shit. You know, it's a collection of sketches, of funny
Right.
sketches, just like the first one. But I went in to cringe. You know what I mean? I was like, you know, I was there for the first one. I saw it in the theater. I don't know if I'm going to like this one. It's fucking funny as shit. And I watched it with a bunch of people who didn't, they were fucking roaring, right?
Right.
And then didn't mark out for, like, the references to the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
So
And I'm like, am I the only one who saw the first one?
So probably those people, either they saw it, but they were like casual, like, oh, I've seen it once or twice kind of people, or do
Yeah.
you think that they were like unaware of it?
I don't know. I saw it with Handsome Johnny Tubestakes was there.
Oh.
And three other people from work. I shouldn't give them away because they're not the public personas that Handsome Johnny is. And then we all stood out front and going, didn't you think that was going to suck? And wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, didn't you laugh a lot? And we're all like, yeah, I finally just gave in and just started enjoying it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's not an easy thing to pull off.
It's an impossible thing to pull.
To a
It's
comedy.
impossible.
Like, for the same reason, you know, if somebody, you're talking about doing an impression of a comedian.
Yeah.
It's hard you can't really parody something that's already funny. You're better off taking something that's very serious
That's a good
and then
point.
bringing humor to it.
Like
It's
they
like,
are with Man from
yeah.
Uncle this week. You know, and turning that into a funny, silly show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Mission Impossible 5. If you would have fucking told people in the 60s, right? By the way, 50 years from now, these two shitty TV shows are going to be up against each other at the movie theaters.
With hundreds.
Everybody would have thought you were nuts. You wouldn't have been called Nostradamus. You would have been Nutstradamus.
Put him away.
Nuts. He's nuts. But if you ever see Handsome Johnny around, because I know you got a good gander at the hall, call him in.
Will do.
Will do.
Will do. I see him, I'll drag him into the studio.
No, just
It doesn't
say,
have to be
come on in.
aggressive.
He loves to come in.
Okay, good.
I don't know whether you guys, and this is up on the iBank today, saw any of the Adam Sandler kind of backlash with Pixels, but they're at the point now that instead of saying, I don't like this movie, there are a lot of people writing, Adam Sandler, please stop making movies.
Really?
Give it up, Adam Sandler. Stop it. They're really turned on him and making it personal.
Now, this seems like the kind of movie that people would love. I mean, it seems like the type of movie these folks like.
Yeah, I think it's more of an Adam Sandler thing. Like,
it's a problem with him.
Well, it's just now that a couple people have opened up, now the crowd is going after him. But look, you don't have to go to his movies, and you don't even have to fucking write them, but there are some people who enjoy his movies.
Yeah.
So why would he stop making them? For the people who don't like them?
I'm going to listen to these people who probably have never been huge fans.
Yeah, look, I could say this. I won't go to a Journey show. And never would, even in the 70s and 80s. But people go there and they get enjoyment. There's no reason I should say, Journey, stop making music.
You need to stop.
Because you and your new guy don't exactly, make me happy.
Be out there outside their show, picketing them, saying, why are you making this music?
Okay, thanks for you put it in a way that I couldn't. By backing me up, I appreciate it. I'm not going to go picket them. It's dumb to think it's because you don't like it. And you're free to say, I don't like his movies. I get that.
Right.
There's no reason that you should say that. It's all subjective. But you also shouldn't be able to do the Adam Sandler, stop it. Stop making film for the people who enjoy you.
And can it really get you that level of upset that you're calling for someone's career on the line? Like, how does it affect you in that way?
You know what's funny, too? Somebody said to me that they're watching all the Seinfelds on Netflix, right? A young person said this. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you enjoy it. And he said to me, Kramer stinks, huh? Kramer is so weird, it ruins it. And that made me laugh because
my God.
Not everything holds up. You
right.
know? And for him, like, why would anyone put up with this guy as a friend?
It's a real dud on this show. It's not even realistic.
I want to go at the time we were all laughing. I mean, that was our happiest part.
Yeah, did you see him walk in the door?
You find out
he came in and you're like, "Arr."
Did you ever wonder what his first name was? How about did you get up to that yet?
I know it. It's Cosmos. Chris, did you send in the girl braiding her hair?
No.
Who sent that in? Oh, you know what? It might have been TR. For some reason, over the weekend, people have been attacking this post on the iBang of a Swedish girl who braids hair.
Okay.
They are crazy about this girl. What is it about Swedish women?
Yeah, it's like
Play a little audio,
they're not
please.
even real.
Til alt mulig. Den passer både til fest og til hverdags, til trening og turer, stranda, eller så bare så vil du ha håret vekk fra
Now, you would not think that there's anything here. She's wearing a sweater.
Yeah.
And people are fucking writing, can we get more of the Swedish hair braiding girl?
Because they love how great her hair looks.
I guess because it's her face, her eyes, it's everything. They look at her with her hair down.
Oh, yeah, she's a beauty.
She looks like she could marry Tiger Woods.
Så tar du litt av det håret her.
Or at least serve him at a diner and sleep with him in the bath. Why? I'm just.
Unbelievable.
That's racist.
He slept with waitresses before.
So who didn't?
We've all
with a
slept with a
waitress.
Oh, boy.
The way I always do. There she is braiding away. They love her.
She is very angelic.
Why do we think that angels are blonde with white, creamy skin?
I'm not sure. That's just the way they've always been depicted, though.
There's never been an angel with an eye patch.
Mm-mm.
Or stump.
She's really great. You know that angel with the butch haircut? She's broad-shouldered.
There's an angel from New Jersey with her bag on her hip. That's where her feces goes to.
What?
'Cause her asshole just won't shit. Look at her. She's just braiding her hair and people are crazy about her.
They're just falling in love. And her technique is great, by the way.
Is she from Sweden or Norway?
She looks Swedish. I believe she's from Sweden.
But why, if you have hair like that, do you even want to braid it?
Is it easier that? I wouldn't know.
Easier to deal with?
I guess,
yeah.
right?
I mean, it's
guess.
the
You had hair
benefit.
long enough to braid. Chris, you just wouldn't do it.
Oh, no.
It's the benefit of long hair. There's a lot of things you can do with it. She's just exploring her options here.
We went out to dinner with Wiki.
Mm-hmm.
Chris tried to get out of it.
Really? Why?
I guess just to be mean to Wiki.
I didn't want, no.
Wiki was buying.
It's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of audio to be cut and edited.
You don't like a nice dinner?
I do like nice dinners.
It seemed to me that it was like you didn't want to be part of the gang. You wanted to be a weirdo.
That's part of work, by the way, being part of the gang.
I got asked on 3 different radio shows, a couple of them on Canada Laughs. So I go in to do the one show, and Gurion was already on. This seems so weird
Sidled
to
up.
me. He was just like, you got to, go out and talk to the comedians, interview them, find out what they're doing, find out what they're laughing about now.
I walked in, saw him on the couch, and you in the audience.
So I went and said, but because it was the same room that we were set up to do the Unmasked in, so
Yeah.
it was empty chairs, and that they were just using the couches then. So Gurion's on, and I just go sit in the front row, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, just doing the fake laugh, and he's not looking up because he's in his thing. And then and then the guy goes, well, let's bring Ron Bennington. Oh, Ron's here. Oh, great. Well, he'll tell you what I've been saying. You got to get out there. Gurion looked so run down and fragile the whole time. And at one point, I was talking to Paul Morrissey and Ari Shafir, and I'm waiting for Chris. We're going to go smoke cigars. And Gurion's like, are you going to go out next? Or what are you going to do? And he's so tired, he just starts to rub my arm a little bit. I'm like, hey, dude, we're fucking standing here in public.
Just give you a nice caress.
Yeah. Like I was a kitty cat.
The fuck?
Comforting.
Like Chris is so homophobic. Look how homophobic you
Why
think.
are you so homophobic?
No, but just started caressing another man in public. It's odd. It's an odd thing to do.
But it's okay in private. Interesting.
Oh.
I guess. I don't know. People do whatever they want.
Yes, people being you.
Okay, we got to the bottom of that.
Oh, coming up at 3:00 today is, what is it, the state of comedy? Is
The
that
State of the Industry address from Montreal Just for Laughs.
with
Andy Kindler. That's 3 p.m. today.
Very nice.
Chris Stanley is the world's biggest Andy Kindler fan. I didn't meet him. He was supposed to do our show once, and our studio was blown out at the time. And I didn't meet him in Montreal. Did you?
I saw part of the address. I saw the last maybe 10 minutes of it, and then there was the red carpet event after that. But I saw him take on Bill Maher. Spoiler alert.
He did Bill Maher, Jerry Seinfeld. I forget who else. But I saw pictures like Patton Oswalt was just rolling. But he was he was doing at the same time as they were doing the red carpet.
Right.
So he didn't get the crowd, I think, that they expected to have.
There's a lot going on at once.
All right, look, this is Chris's paparazzi shots.
Uh-huh.
Who was that going up the elevator? Because I've never seen anything like that before.
Going up the escalator is
So
Ellie Kemper from
Okay, no, here's the thing.
Nice.
So she's going up an escalator to the thing, and the crowds are running along next to her while on the stairs.
freaking out. People just Ellie, please stop.
What did they want from her?
The one guy wanted her to sign something for him, and then there was like security all around her, and the security was like, "Please, sir, please stop following Ellie, please." And she's like, "No, she said it was okay. Please stop." And then he gets up to the top of the escalator, and the fucking security guy's just holding this dude back as he's trying to shove a picture of Ellie Kemper towards her.
See, here's the thing. Security gets more braced when they have a tiny, pretty girl to keep an eye on, rather than, just a strolling around dude.
Right. He can hold his own. Don't worry about him.
Montreal really loves that festival. Well, here's the thing. When we were leaving and going up there at customs, Stanley was a problem to get on the plane or in customs.
Really?
Coming back, right? they make him take off his belt, right? And no matter what, like the first time there, people are saying to me, you don't have to take off your shoes. Just, no, leave your belt on. Just walk through. And they hear a ding and they're like, we know it's probably, just change in your pocket. Just keep going. You're fine, sir. Stanley, they make him take off his belt and shoes and everything.
Yeah.
And then I just hear this, and it's said this way. Sir, pull your pants up. The guy fucking yells at him, pull your pants up. So Chris yells back, when you take a guy's belt off, his pants are going to fall down. Like suddenly he's like acting like we just got pulled over by some suburb cop.
But that is crazy to yell at someone for telling them.
He was so offended. I don't know whether your nuts were out or what was happening.
I was in the middle of the x-ray machine with my hands up as they're fucking radiating me to see if I have anything on me, which I didn't.
Or up your ass.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
what happened? Your D popped out or what?
Then the guy's like, sir, you gotta pull your pants up. My hands are up. My fucking hands are up. I can't pull them up. My pants are falling down as I'm getting goddamn x-rayed.
And he's at a microphone. He's talking like, when you take a guy's belt, like he just is furious. So then
a man's belt was taken.
So look, after that, when you're in Canada flying back to the States, you go through customs up in Canada, U.S.
Yeah.
Customs are not in New York. They're in Montreal, right? So Chris is like bitching the whole way, motherfuckers, and all this. And we're filling out our forms and we're putting stuff in. He's still fucking rest. You fucking take somebody's belt, fucker. Did I saw you anywhere but here? I'd fucking jack you shit up. I'm like, why don't you just chill the fuck out?
He's pissed.
So then he's all he's just fucking so mad. So then I'm leaving to get back to the States. And the guy said, what was your business in Canada? I'm like, I was doing interviews and he goes like this. Did you get Chappelle? The guy says to me, did you get Chappelle? I go, no, he's not doing interviews. Who'd you get? Bill Burr? Don't know him. D'Elia? Don't know him. And he goes like this to me. And I swear to God, this is the God's truth. He goes like that. Hey, can I ask you a question? You ever meet Hassan Minaj? And I'm like, hey, we flew up on the same plane as him. He goes, what? When is he leaving? I would love to see him. Do you know when his last day is? He starts fucking telling me Hassan Minaj stories, right?
Mm-hmm.
I go to see him during this gala for old Quebecers, They weren't into him at first, he talking about jerking off and all. Greatest comedian. He fucking went in this thing. So I'm laughing with him. He's laughing. Then I look up. Chris is just glaring at me.
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah. He's just glaring. And he's like, what took so long? I said, we were talking about when your pants came down. How bad it was.
When you take a man's pants.
Trying to fly to Montreal. I'm not trying to be just debased and made to feel like an animal. Okay, and I'm doing what they want you to do. Take your goddamn belt off, and then they're busting my balls about my fucking pants falling
You
down.
should be one of those dudes who just wear sweats. A lot of guys wear sweats.
That from now on.
That's you.
It's travel days or sweat days.
You seriously, you can just walk around like Mankind, always wearing your sweats.
That's a good idea.
That's fine. I'm good with that.
It was so funny because they give you a card if you don't have to take off all your shit. They gave me one, and Chris is in front of me. He doesn't get one, but the guy in front of his does.
Yeah.
So we're all going. I go, you don't have cards like us that you don't have to, you don't look like.
Nope, I'm just some bum.
Here's the weird thing. So, like when I'm going into Montreal, and I'm going through customs up there, the girl's wearing all the head stuff. Like she's a Muslim or something.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, well, what's your business here? And I go, wait, you realize you're the reason we even have to do this. I go, I used to come up to Canada as a kid, nothing in my fucking pockets.
You said that
It's
to her.
true. You would just fucking drive by like, yeah, we're going into Canada.
I can't even
You didn't
imagine.
have to have any fucking ID, nothing. Well, Stanley said something crazy to me. You never flew before 9/11 in your life.
Nope. No, I think the first time I flew was like 2003 or something, or 2002.
Really?
Yeah, probably 2003.
I know this.
'Cause I did the opposite. I had like a long dry spell after that where I was like,
Oh, you took
I
some
didn't.
time off?
I took some time off of flying.
Well, this was funny with Stanley. The first time that he brought up, I forget, you were going to Jamaica or something.
Yeah.
He said on the air, I took an airplane ride to.
That's adorable.
I took an airplane ride. Well,
That's so cute.
So here's the thing. When we come back down from Montreal, we're just riding the Hudson, right? And it's beautiful. You know, both flights were just perfect, no cloud weather, right? We're just going down the Hudson. And like we're flying over Yankee Stadium and the fucking bridge. Like this, for some reason, this guy decided to go over every New York landmark, right? And we're pointed at the new Trade Center, right?
Yeah.
And you're looking out the window, and you're like, oh man, look at the skyline. You can see New York, and you're like, ooh, this is probably what it looked like to those dudes, you know, when you were flying into it. And you're like, yeah, nobody went in and out. I'm fucking sitting in the second row. Right. Nobody went in and out. But I go, how do I know it's not one of those crazy pilots like in France? And then you're like, get that shit out of your mind.
Stop thinking.
Just push shit out of your mind. So then he flies us over the middle of the city, right? I'd never seen anything like it. We come across like Central Park, over the 59th Street Bridge, Roosevelt Island. I look down, see my apartment on the east side. He whips out over Queens. We're going over Shea and the tennis court.
Yeah.
And then the whole city of New York. I mean, it was awe-inspiring, right? My eyes welled up. I'm like, this city, I love it so much. I've never seen it, because I never used LaGuardia. I always use the other two airports. So I get out, the guys get off, and I'm like, man, would you believe how beautiful that ride is? They're both like, I was sleeping. Both of them passed out.
Before the plane never even got in the air.
The lady next to me kept her visor closed, and she was awake, and I thought that was incredibly selfish of her, because I wanted to look out the window.
Yeah, why does she want the inside? Why didn't Don put you two guys together? I didn't understand that. You could have meetings both ways.
I don't know. I would have loved to have met Pepper on a plane.
I was in first class.
Right.
Eating, getting hot towels, neck massage, and water in an actual glass.
Ooh.
I had a bag of pretzels and half a Coke.
That's good, too.
I don't know why they can't just give us a can of Coke. They have to pour it into a tiny little shitty plastic cup.
Like when you're a kid? No, you'll get half of that.
By the way, on the way up there, the stewardess was blonde and French Canadian and was like one of those beautiful women and would just go around like smiling at people and doing stuff. Mm-hmm. And then the person in the back had a humpback and was snarling at them.
They really should try to get some sort of equality here.
She looked like one of the Appies from Wayward Pines. And that's a shout out to my Wayward Pines friends. Do you like Montreal? Will Gail like Montreal? You think Gail will come back to you with Montreal? Because Montreal would love to see Gail. Stop talking so sexy. Those are the people that wanted to meet you. I think it would be wonderful to take Gail around Montreal and show her the sights.
I like the sound of that.
I'm like, do you? Is that where your head is right now? Sights? There is a piece up on the iBank called The World's Best Twerker. I didn't think people were still twerking.
No, twerking's still a thing. It's like the dominant dance move still to this day. And
Really?
Nothing's come up to replace it.
Is it a club thing, or do people only twerk? All right, this girl's an amazing dancer.
I mean, she's good.
What?
Yeah, she's
No.
great. Look, she's twerking. It's a twerk out. That's what they call it.
How is this the world's best twerker?
No one's better.
This is insane.
No, she's-
I'm telling you right now
Look at
that this is not the world's best twerker. I've seen some twerking, my friends.
No, she's number one.
This teeny little thing is the world's best twerker?
Well, you don't want to overdo it.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's not teeny.
That's full.
You ever wonder, like, if they could ever, like, start to break not break it, but stretch it out where their ass is just going to start hanging. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you need a bra to keep it up.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not trying to say that she's not good, but you cannot call this the world's best twerker. It's not even close. I know a twerker who is, like, famous. That's all she does. She's the twerk queen of Chicago. She does not compare.
All right, I'm just going to ask Joe and Dan. Like, if we were doing a contest right now, would we not call it before we even showed the twerk? queen of Chicago?
Yeah, no.
Because this ass goes out and moves on its own.
Yeah, this is a ridiculous ass.
I'm telling you, the twerk queen of Chicago, who, by the way, is named Lonnie Pop. She could do that times 10, okay?
I don't know, Gail. It looks like there's two brains in both butt cheeks.
I gotta agree with him there. That these things are off on their own, doing what they want to do and what they need to do.
Listen, she has a certain appeal for gentlemen. I get it. But this is not the world's greatest twerker.
She's taking it in a new direction, I think.
Like a white girl direction, you mean?
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, don't bring up race, okay? Because this girl,
Yeah, it really doesn't have to become race.
Seriously, because she's above this. It's just
This is a
twerking.
post-Hulk Hogan world. We've ended racism now that we've taken Hulk Hogan out.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, my twerker could crush her with one cheek.
But why even compare? Why can't you just appreciate what the world's best twerker has?
Okay, I'm calling it a comparison because she's not the world's best twerker.
Well, it's right there on the thing that Chris put up.
Yeah, and that ass is all over the place, but it's controlled, you know? It's not like it's has a mind of its own. It's just very honed and skilled.
I want to send you a video so you can look at the other one.
All right.
Because this is crazy. Should I send it to Chris?
Yeah, send it to Chris. Chris, did you ever get around to following Jenny Hutt?
No, I've not. I don't know how to follow. I don't.
Why do you not
follow you? I won't follow you where you go.
It's not that I won't. I can't.
Do you notice, like, Dan feels like he's better than us because he's the world's greatest animator?
I was kind of thinking
and he's
that.
going to Adult Swim.
He's got a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
No, that's not true.
Hey, have you thought about my character, Uncle Nick Nick?
Oh, I love that. Did you
This
tell
is my
Gail?
catchphrase. I already thought it up because no one listens to him. Because he's the grouchy old uncle. And he's going to be like this. I'm Uncle Nick Nick, not Uncle Nick Nack.
Oh,
Pay
that's
attention
good.
to me.
That's good. And the voice, you wouldn't even know that was him, right? Like
What are
he
you
really
going to be doing, like a little kid, Gail?
Yeah.
What-
Like I'll be like, "Hi, I'm the kid on the show."
What's your
Get out of
catchphrase?
here, kid.
Oh,
It's
come
me,
on.
Uncle Nick Nick.
Come on, Uncle Nick Nick.
Uncle Nick's going to do this funny thing where he's going to talk for a while and everyone's going to leave the room and he's going to keep going and then he's going to look around and say, "I'm talking to myself, aren't I?"
Oh, that's good.
I
See,
do
this
like
is
that.
this is why you win. I get it now.
That's the pitch. All right, all you got to do is refresh the post, and we've got Gail's Lanny Lollipop.
Lonnie Pop, twerk queen of Chicago.
She's the twerk queen. Doesn't work for you yet, Chris?
It's not showing
will.
up yet. Okay.
Oh, it will.
This got sent to me. Do you think Caitlin can talk more about the journey more? Maybe something about truth?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll try to get to that. Let's see, Molly. Oh, she's very excited. She sent me a thing. I did the research for this radio piece, chose the voices, booked the interviews, recorded them, logged the tape, chose the sound bites, and cut and edit them. Tracked with the reporter, mixed with the engineer. Spread the word. The most important thing is not where you go, but who you are. And then she writes, "Love, production assistant Miles." I'm just going to write back, "I am so proud of you. I've got this taped up."
She sends you all her clippings.
Yeah, she really does. She always has.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you got it? Yeah, Chris?
Got it.
What's her name? Lanny Lollipop?
Lonnie Pop. One word, by the way.
The hell is she, Samoan?
Why does she have an M&M's bag tattooed on her leg?
Because they're delicious. Just watch.
They're good, but
She loves them. Look at the movement.
Yes, but you know what? She's on a football field.
Hold
She's on a football field because she's a defensive tackle. She could be a pulling guard.
Listen, look at what she's doing. Her back isn't even moving when she does that. She's on the goalpost.
Yeah, but her thighs are.
That's a prop, the goalpost, all right? Look, the other girl was just in the dance studio. Was just doing
Look at that, please. You looked away. Okay? Excuse me.
Dude, she looks like somebody who's going to be up on fucking murder charges.
As any good twerker should. Look, this is real twerking.
That wasn't even twerking. She was just throwing her thighs around. No.
Each cheek moves independent of each other.
Best twerker in the world was the girl before this.
You're insane. You're nuts.
I have to agree with Chris.
Yeah, I would imagine you would.
Thank you, Toonie.
All right, so not only are we getting Andy Kidler's State of the Industry address today at 3 p.m. by Bennington from the Just for Laughs, but we're also going to have Come to Papa show Tuesday at 3 p.m. So cool stuff, all from Montreal.
Very nice.
The problem with her is that her thighs twerk, Gail.
Yes, as they should.
No, it's the thigh's not part of the butt.
No.
You're insane. You guys are nuts. This is a real twerker. She's twerk queen.
I believe this in a great twerker. Not only should the butt cheeks be separate from the thighs, they should be separate from each other. Where the butt cheeks like this, perfectly separated.
Are you? But that's what she has. She actually can move the cheek individually.
No, we're talking about dat gap is what the internet calls it.
You gotta have that gap.
Dat gap.
Dat gap.
Dat gap.
Why would someone want that gap? Come on,
Look,
look
the best
it.
twerker in the world's got that gap, as opposed to, I don't know, lollipop.
That is downright juicy. What is going on?
Yeah,
with
you're
this
embarrassing
lollipop.
yourself. Seriously.
It's juicy in the worst way possible.
How could that be embarrassing to me? I'm so fucking proud of lollipop. It's insane.
Hey, what's the story with you might be judging something? You know, you not ready to talk about it yet?
I don't have all the info yet.
Okay.
But I'm very excited about it to learn more.
Your star is rising fast, although you're going to take a fucking hit on this one, buddy.
I doubt it.
It's not even football season, Gail.
Wait, what was that picture that you had of around Montreal? Is that the real ass dude?
That's the real ass dude.
And he's smoking herb?
He's smoking a rolled cigarette of some sort, yeah. He's enjoying himself.
Yeah, he takes a great picture. Who got stopped at the border, though?
That was Pete Davidson and Ricky Velez.
You know why? Because they were saying, well, it looks like Cheech and Chong's kids are trying to get in the country. They really do look like Cheech and Chong, the next generation.
I saw that when they got into the hotel. They were wired. They were just...
Ricky Velez fucking holds court. It's so funny how fast it happens in comedy. Because it was just last year that he was like one of the fresh faces in comedy. And he came in the door and he was like, oh, wow, radio station. This is great. And now, I'm serious. He's just fucking holding court wherever he does.
That's awesome.
That's why I was telling like Dan before, is like in this, you can't ever put anyone in a box because you don't know how quick people are going to move.
Right.
Some people it takes them 17 years before they get their comedy special, like it did with our buddy Big J's. And some people get it immediately. You just don't know. By the way, I was watching the Big J on Louie when it was Louie and Robin Williams.
Yeah.
They reran it over the weekend. That is such a fucking great episode. And Robin Williams talking about death with Louie. It's
really
amazing.
It freaked me out.
That whole thing of like they couldn't believe that people liked him. I remember when my chick's Uncle Joe died, and we were at this funeral, and he's an old guy, so old guys don't, they don't draw big.
Yeah.
All these people came in, and we're like, "What's going on?" And they're like, "We're from such and such a diner. He ate there for every day for the last 24 years." And I kid you, and he's a great guy. He helped me then. He helped me. No one ever heard of this diner or the fact no one knew that he went there every day.
Well, none of those dudes
for 24 years. Dudes, women's, waitresses. It was all.
Wow.
It was like a little extended family. By the way, you know who really draws well, no matter how old? AA people.
Oh.
They fucking show up in
Yeah.
droves to support. And to go like this. He turned it around. I don't know when you met him, but the last few years was living a life of service and gratitude. Seriously. Maybe he didn't ever take care of you when you were a child. But it's funny, they always draw big. So when do you find out whether you're judging or not?
I don't know. I have to find more information, but I'm very excited.
Should we send something to Big J and Soda tonight?
That's a good idea.
Like maybe a couple things of wood. Like
Okay.
enjoy the
Sure.
bonfire.
Or a chair.
Some old furniture, yeah, would be good.
Lighter fluid? A couch?
Case of brie.
We could send them cupcakes. I don't think that either one of them are big drinkers. I know Dan does it and Big J never did. They both like that herb. Like
Yeah.
that herb.
Like that the trees, dog.
By the way, I don't know why
Smoke a
people are
reefer.
still comfortable smoking, that little Puerto Rican joint that he has going there.
You know what was really weird? At the Comedy Central party, the security said, everyone can smoke weed, but you can't smoke it out of a bowl. That's what we have a problem with. It was so bizarre. That if you could, they just didn't want people smoking out of bowls. It was fucking weird.
Why?
I have no idea. Maybe because it was paraphernalia, and if you smoke a joint, it's gone.
Or like also maybe just because it's a little more subtle. Like somebody smoking a joint, you're like, nah, who's to say what that is? Somebody's sitting there like lighting a bong in a big like crowd.
Oh yeah, I didn't think bong was really just like that. All right, because I was just thinking a little
Just a
one hitter.
pipe.
Yeah, just a little one hitter smoking my fucking weed. How many people were smoking weed? A lot.
It was about a good dozen people.
Yeah.
And towards the back of the smoking area.
This is one of those things where they're like, oh, people in Canada don't smoke weed. But then when you get busted with weed up there, then they don't let you back.
Yeah.
You're like, what? But everybody else.
Everyone else
Yeah,
was
they're
doing
Canadians.
They're all holding.
It's different.
Really?
We were so busy up there, I couldn't even go get Cubans. We
Oh,
didn't
no,
fucking
really?
move. Yeah, we were so busy. It was crazy.
Is that Bridget over there?
It's Bridget Everett, yeah.
All right,
She's
but
great.
yeah, that's Bridget Everett coming out of the thing, out of the elevator. Pete Holmes was doing an elevator talk show up there. So it's this massive thing. There's not enough elevators. There are 4 elevators, so you're packed when you're going to your
Yeah.
room. And like these guys are on the fucking second floor, but Don thinks he's doing me a favor by putting me on 10, so I don't have to hear the shit from the crowd. But now I got to ride 9 extra floors
Yeah.
with packed people. When you guys, I guess, could take the steps anytime you wanted.
Yeah. And sometimes the elevator was like 10 minutes, and the elevator still hasn't come. I have a full bank, and the elevator hasn't come. It was crazy, the amount
Oh,
of
yeah,
traffic.
I would be down in the lobby sometimes and see like 50 people in the lobby waiting for elevators that comfortably hold 4 people.
Oh, no.
And that's 4 people without luggage. And then one of the elevators was taken every day by Pete Holmes, who was doing a funny podcast from there. And now everyone's on our packed elevators going like this. Pete Holmes is a dick, don't you think? And I'm like, I'm not commenting on that. I don't know what you fucking comics run back and fucking say shit like little babies.
We need to break one more time for the end of the
You
show.
love
Then let's
breaking.
break. Bennington Show. Yes, folks, it's that time of the year when you want to get together with your friends, barbecue, break out a nice adult beverage. Gail, when our family gets together, what do we have?
Tito's every time.
You know why?
Is it because Tito's handmade vodka is America's original craft vodka?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons, but I say this. Believe in the man, and you'll believe in the vodka. Believe in the man, and you'll believe in the vodka. And I believe that Tito Beverage is the real American success story. Somebody that can pull us out of these doldrums that we're in right now. Go over to Tito'sVodka.com. Not only can you find out everything about the vodka itself, but there's songs in there. There's different types of stories.
Recipes.
Yeah, and you can find that Tito's moment in you. When you can say to yourself, am I just going to be one of these drones following along or am I going to wake up? And let me tell you something, folks. If you wake up, you'll stay awake for eternity. It's Nietzsche. Came up on HBO in some show last night. But as soon as I saw it, it reminded me of Tito Beverage.
Makes sense.
And the good folks at Tito's Vodka. That's why every time our family gets together, what's on the table, Gail?
Tito's. Every time.
Tito's and cheese biscuits.
Yeah. Of course, cheese biscuits.
They're delicious. Chris Stanley?
Yes.
You heard the things that I had to say.
Yeah.
Then hit that click track.
Tito's handmade vodka is distilled 6 times from 100% corn and is naturally gluten-free. Visit us at titosvodka.com for recipes, songs, and more. 40% alcohol by volume, handcrafted to be savored responsibly.
This is Bennington, Raw Dog Comedy Hits, Sirius XM 99.
Gail-Ann is losing the twerk battle, except for the people who are with her are calling the rest of us racist. And it's not based on racism at all. It's more about ass-to-thigh ratio. Okay?
I hold my head high because I know that I chose the correct person. She's the queen. Lonnie Pop.
She's self-proclaimed queen.
No.
That's true. That doesn't make you a queen.
Just call herself, was she given this title? Did she beat another woman for it? Because if she went up against this first lady...
Gail is talking about dancing, and this first lady, as you call her, makes people think about sex.
Yes.
And that's the point of twerking. To make people think about sex.
Exactly.
You didn't think about sex with Lonnie Pop.
I thought about never having it again. And that's nothing to do with race. This isn't about racism, it's about ratio. Ass to thigh ratio. We can't twerk no more in Jersey. Account of the anal flu. What? You're making up diseases now. Hey, coming up at 3 o'clock is Andy Kindler. Last year, he attacked our good buddy Anthony Cumia, who gets attacked during this year's State of the Union. I will always say this to the Anthony Cumia fans out there. You get mentioned as well, and your attack on him gets mentioned. So you might feel some pride.
Sure.
And this is Andy Kindler's big thing. Every year he's been doing it for like 30 years.
Yeah.
He runs down people who are successful.
Just trashes them.
So that's at 3 o'clock today. Tomorrow will be the Come to Papa live. Not live, probably.
But from Montreal.
But from Montreal.
Right.
Forget about the live part.
Forget
That's
that part.
me speaking. I'm not even sure. I don't want Tom Papa up there going, what's everybody up doing? Dan interviewed Andy right after his speech. That's up on the iBang. Dan, what did he have to say about you winning the animated award?
I hope that you told him.
Are you going to be part of the next State of the Industry Fest next year? Are you going to get trashed?
No, we didn't. The animated thing didn't come up.
What did come up?
We talked about. It was right after his speech, and so he talked about some people who he has a hard time getting. He feels like he never gets Bill Maher enough. He wants to really just keep grinding away and get the perfect thing. He wants
to attack Bill Maher.
Yeah, he never.
And what did he say about Seinfeld to you?
Well, he talked a little. I mean, because that was the meat of it, was him dissing Seinfeld. And he talked about just how insane it was. And the second that one happened, he knew that was going to be a thing that he talked about. He didn't quite know how much, but the fucking story wouldn't go away. And it was just driving him so insane because he thinks he's just an arrogant
to a lot
prick.
of the mainstream press, if you say comedy, they think Seinfeld.
Right.
They don't know anybody else. Some of them think they're edgy for knowing who Louis is. Like, well, you know, I see them all up and coming. Keep an eye on this kid.
You guys are with it.
Have you ever heard of Louis C.K.?
Have you ever heard of Louis Kick? He's good.
He's so good.
I like Louis. So that's coming up at 3 o'clock. So we got a hard out today.
Yeah.
Anything we need to plug, Chris, before we get out of here?
2 Unmasked happening this week. Wednesday, July 29th, Barry Crimmins and Bobcat Goldthwait. That's at 3 p.m. at the SiriusXM studios. And Ed Helms Unmasked happening Thursday, 12:30 p.m. at the SiriusXM studios.
Sounded like you were a little more excited about it. It helps. Go over to the ibang.com to get your chance to get free tickets, but either one is going to be amazing.
They're going to be great.
What about you, Gail? Check out your twerking contest on
Yes.
the iBank today.
Please check out the twerking contest.
By the way, what's everybody's favorite video today off the iBank? Twerking contest, Swedish braiding girl.
That's probably the baby in the bouquet.
Oh,
that one was so good.
I can't believe you used the word bouquet.
Bouquet. Baby bouquet. What about the Stump Boy's girlfriend?
Stump Boy's girlfriend really infuriates me.
I like Stump Boy's girlfriend the best.
Stop.
Stop.
Yeah,
Don't do it well. And you put a stick in your spouse.
I don't really care about you. And his buddy's just screaming, "Oh, fuck!"
Here's what you got to go check out too. The Pinellas Park barbecue guy. It's up on the iBang. It's a long one, so we're not going to discuss it too much here. But a dude who the county is coming to him and saying that your neighbors can smell your delicious ribs, and we don't want you barbecuing. You have to learn to put the smoke in a different way.
What?
Yeah. This is how we've gotten in this country.
Come on.
By the way, you live down south, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't smell barbecue, you know that the nation is under attack.
What's happened?
It's the whole reason to live down south.
I don't smell any meat out here. What's going on?
I feel like moving next to those guys, and every day I go like this. You got something on the grill? You want me to stop over with some buttered Wonder Bread buns? They never have good bread. They never have good bread.
No, that's not really their forte.
No, it isn't. But these guys are smoking food all day long. And
they don't have time for much else.
And then finally he just tells the man from the county, should I get next door and shoot that bitch?
Well, sir, you could.
Well, how could somebody complain about smelling someone else's dinner?
It's insane. You were far too sensitive if that's your concern.
They're just bad people.
Yeah, you're a bad person if you don't like to smell barbecue. All right, that's it for us. A lot going on today, but stick around after. And you will hear Andy Kindler's State of the Industry from Montreal. If you're a Anthony Cumia fan and Twitter follower, you'll hear your own names brought up and what you put him through every year, because that made me laugh quite a bit. All right, I guess we get ready to wrap this up. Same time tomorrow, by the way. Come to Papa will also be on at 3 o'clock right here on Raw Dog. That's it. We'll see you all again in 1974.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!